The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
This time on Nude Clan, Alone in the Dark 2. N-word Carnby.
Shall we play a game?
Welcome to another episode of Nude Clan, the video game podcast where we delay games after saying we've never delayed games before. I am your host, your non-game delaying host for 2019, Caleb Schweiss.
I mean, you've delayed a game before.
Not this year. You're the only one that hasn't? Bullshit.
I'm the only one who hasn't.
You both have said that, and it's...
am the only one who has not delayed.
Don't make me bring up Catherine again, Craig.
I didn't delay Catherine.
No, you didn't delay it, but did you beat it?
Yeah, I did.
Craig, are you sure?
Yeah. Did you really beat Assassin's Creed 2, Schweiss?
I platinumed the game. What are you talking about? Did you really? I played part of it twice.
Yeah.
Played half of it numerous times.
Exactly. And right after that, you were like, I'm sorry about Catherine.
I had a moment of weakness, but my resolve has been sturdied by the time. Time has strengthened my resolve.
Yeah, I'm sure it has.
But today, in lieu of reviewing Red Dead Redemption 2, which Cameron is about halfway, according to Craig, I don't know.
I think he's like right before the halfway point.
I'm a bad gauge on that because I put like 80 hours into that game. So I can't really say what's where.
I could easily put more time in the game, but the game to me doesn't feel like it's long. The game time has been padded with how much fucking riding back and forth you have to do. That's what I feel.
Yeah,
it's the story length. If you could play every story mission without any travel time in between it, you could probably play the game in like 10 hours.
You know, you can like ride the train between the towns.
Yeah, but that's lame.
Cut down some of that time.
You'd have to pay for the train fare.
It's not that much.
I mean, honestly, the money is an issue.
Whistle for your horse, so your horse follows the train, and you have to look out the train window and see your horse running beside the train.
Just use somebody else's horse.
The numbers are an issue, or your money's an issue in the beginning, but eventually you become loaded in that fucking game.
I think I got to the point where money's no longer an issue for me.
The point where money becomes not an issue is like 4 hours in.
No, I think for me, money became a non-issue after robbing the bank in Valentine.
Yeah, it's not that far in.
Yeah, that's my gameplay time, 94 hours.
Geez.
So I can't tell you what is halfway, but
94 hours, and you guys are making fun of me of how much I spent playing Overwatch last year, which only ended up being 160 hours.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but 94 hours in a game.
You got your stats right.
Review? Yeah, I have already posted all of them.
Where did you post them?
Just on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can go look at them right now if you wanted to. But I think the stats are kind of fucked up. One of the listeners showed me his stats, and there are not enough hours in a month for his game time he's played.
This month?
For last year. Like his total time and then the amount of time he spent, the amount of hours it said he played in 1 month. There are not that many hours in a month.
Okay, well, what if he was playing on both PS3 and PS4 at the same time?
If you get the monthly one, it's total hours total forever. So the 5,000 hours that I have, like that they sent my monthly update, that's all of the playtime.
There were not enough hours in a month for the hours it said he was playing.
I don't understand what you're saying. I mean,
have to
I
sit-
understand what you're saying.
All the hours combined throughout the days of the month were...
No, his monthly totals, if you go to look at the monthly
well,
totals...
how do you look at the monthly totals?
It's a part of the thing. If you wanted to pull it up, it gives you monthly totals right at the end.
Oh, okay. I'm going to pull it up. I know this is...
Anyways, if you want... While he's pulling it up, if you want me to read my total time... I had 161 hours in Overwatch. I had 157 hours in Monster Hunter World. I had 88 hours in Destiny 2. My total hours of the year was 1,305, and then my total trophies earned in that time was 327.
Well, yeah, none of my months are that insane.
Yeah, no, I have to open up PS Messenger. I don't have it on my phone.
Was
And
it
then
in a group chat, or was it...
No, I sent it to Craig, too. Actually, Craig, do you have PS Messenger on your phone?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, yeah, you open that up.
Yeah, we'll look at that.
Why are we looking at this?
Because I think
The
it's
stats are
bugged.
corrupt.
I think the stats are corrupt. I don't think they're correct.
I think so, too, because I don't think... Craig, do you think there's any way that I played more PlayStation last year than you? Because I don't think so.
Yeah, we played about the same.
Well,
I
if
beat
you-
more games, but you put more time into platinuming them.
yeah,
but
I
if
think
you-
you played a lot.
If
of
you look
time,
at my
burned a lot of
Nintendo...
time platinuming.
With my Nintendo last year, I played like 12 Nintendo games.
Well, I played a bunch of Nintendo games, too. Our PlayStation times were pretty similar still, regardless.
I can't believe that I played more PlayStation than you, Craig.
Dude,
I
you
can't.
spent a fuckload of time platinuming games. You honestly could have beaten me if you took all that time towards beating games.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have let me. You would have just taken it.
No, I wouldn't have let
It's
you.
the dangling
but you
of the
could
dollar.
have beaten what I beat.
Well, yeah, but I don't care about beating what you beat. I care about beating you.
Yeah, but you could have still put in the effort.
I
and
would
you
have
didn't
just
do it.
I would have just made last year the same as the year before, where we went fucking gunslinger mode and dead-eyed the fuck out of everything, and then the last week you pull 7 40-minute games out of your asshole and destroy
I never
me.
pulled 7 40-minute games.
You beat dude, the last 2 weeks of the year, you beat 9 fucking games, man.
They weren't short games,
What
though.
the fucking? How am I supposed to compete with that? You're like, girl, you would have beat me if you would have
So
concentrated.
I don't want to say the name of the listener who sent his stats over, but just pull it up. It's a message between me and
Yeah,
you.
it's right there.
Okay, perfect. So, in this monthly breakdown,
Okay.
I'm not even gonna there are months here. All of his months are crazy, but let's take his most hours in 1 month, which is July. How many days were in July last year?
There's always 31.
So always 31.
All right, so 31. How many hours?
It says he's logged 945 hours in the month of July.
945 divided by 31.
That's 30 hours a day.
How do you do it? All right, so
I
the
think the stats
that's
are broken.
impressive to
The
be able
stats
to
are
break
broken.
the.
Unless it counts peripherals and PS3 and PS Vita separately.
really, it's just don't let anyone.
But even if it did count it separately, the hours don't add up.
no, unless you left it on.
Yeah.
I think that happened a lot to me last year. There's a
I
lot of
left
times.
my PlayStation on. Even this year, up to this point, I just sometimes leave my PlayStation on until it turns itself off.
and it's in a game, so I wonder if it
Yeah.
counts in a game.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because sometimes I'll watch a movie, and I'll go to close the application, and Battlefield will be in there too. Because Jace was playing Battlefield, and I'm like, God damn it! I wonder if that's counting as well, you're playing Battlefield. I
You should
think
create
it might.
Jace's own account and just make it go to the profile landing screen every time.
I did
Someone's
create one for him, but he plays on mine.
Just password protect yours,
Yeah,
so he can't get to that browser history.
Yeah, don't let him
Yeah.
corrupt the trophies.
he has. He started 3 games without me. It was Lego Jurassic Park, which I eventually played through. It was Lego Incredibles on mine, and then he also played Call of Duty Black Ops 3.
You played Black Ops 3, though.
After he played it, yeah, but he started it. He got a couple trophies and something, and I was like, fuck, it's on the list now. I have to play it. But then I didn't. But
Yeah, just password protect your account. I know it's a pain, but
I feel bad
it's
too.
for the child's safety.
I feel bad too because I blocked Rated M Games, and he loves to play Battlefield, and so I'm like, Battlefield's not that bad.
No, don't. He can't play it. Got to put your foot down.
Yeah.
It's
He
Rated
wants
M.
Battlefront to be downloaded. He keeps asking me to download it.
You know, I saw a thing where they were trying to raise the taxes on violent video games to prevent school shootings. And the only way that would be the case is if every parent were like Schweiss and allowing their children to be playing those. And there was a correlation, which there isn't.
Oh yeah, there's never a correlation.
Yeah, everyone's got something to
It's like
blame.
they blame the violent video games, which children should not be playing anyway. So it's like,
Well, we'll have
who's
to
at
see.
fault here? Is it the parents who believe there's a correlation and are still allowing the violent video games?
Well, I don't.
Or,
I doubt those are the same people, though.
I mean, if they really think there is, and they're trying to pass a law to, increase the taxes.
I love how that's like a deterrent. Like I don't understand. Like, oh, we'll just increase taxes on violent games. That'll get rid of kids playing the violent games. I'm like, no, that'll just make you more money. No, it's to prevent. It's like, no, you'll get more money and they'll sell less copies.
Like, honestly, who's paying? Like, the kids aren't. The kids, if the kid, like, okay, no,
Kid's like, oh, I got 63, but it's $64.99. Damn it!
It's the parents going, fuck, I have to pay more money for the games I want to play now, and then the kid who then plays the game because the parents bought it doesn't even fucking care about the taxes.
Yeah, it's
The kid doesn't even know what taxes are.
It's putting.
does the kid know what taxes are?
No, he has no
Have
idea.
you talked about taxes?
No.
So is
He knows
mad
what
about,
money is.
Is he mad about the tax increase on Rated M Games?
No, I mean we don't have it.
You
but
should probably talk to him about it. See how
No.
he feels. Get it.
You
Get
should
his
tell him. You
opinion.
should tell him he should boycott all violent games to protest the
Yeah.
taxes on him. I think that. Yeah, that's how you
It's-
get him to not play violent games. Get him politically involved.
Yeah. It's funny though. It's funny that
Get it in there early.
that's the approach. Is we'll use morality as a basis to make you pay more money, and a lot of people get behind it. They're like, oh, that's a good cause to lower that, even though it has no correlation to
It's just
the cause
it's
or the
just-
effect.
It's just political theater at this point, is what it is.
Yeah.
They're just doing stuff to do stuff that doesn't actually affect the end line, like what they're actually going for. It's just to pretend that they're doing something that to
Yeah.
make a change.
Well, and then the thing is like,
Pretending
at
to do
least I'm
something
doing
about a problem.
something.
Pretend to make a change with us.
Yeah, at least I'm doing something. It's like, yeah, but your thing isn't working. Well, I'm doing something. It's like, well, it doesn't work, so who cares?
Put your
Do
effort-
something else.
Put
Yeah.
your effort somewhere where you can actually affect a change.
Put your effort up your ass with my foot. Yeah, no, it's dumb. It's making an effort and failing at fixing the thing is not much better than not doing anything at all. Sure, you're trying, but if you're failing at it, I mean, it
And
doesn't
the
really
sad thing
matter.
is, even if they do put a tax in place, we're all just going to groan about it and then still buy those games anyway.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
that's
I
true.
mean, it's
I don't
not-
care
and
if
like-
and
I'm
they
gonna
know
have
that,
to pay
and
like
it's-
an extra $5 for
And
Doom
so
Eternal. Are you
it's not
kidding
even
me?
it's not even a deterrent. It's just a way for them, to
get
make more-
money,
to
yeah.
make more money.
That's what it always is, yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully that doesn't work out, but we'll see.
Huh.
Yeah. So violent video games in the hands of children, yeah.
It's up to the parents to prevent that from happening.
He loves to shoot those people. I don't know if he was playing online or campaign. Had to go to work, so.
I think he was playing online. but
Oh,
I'm
really?
Not 100% sure.
Oh, wow. That's not great.
Because I think when I saw you online, it was saying that you were
You can't-
playing with like
you
somebody
can't
on
use
a
Jace.
certain map.
You can't use Jace playing your online games to say why you have a worse kill death ratio than me.
I can now that he's
No.
been playing it.
See, that's why you got to password protect your profile.
Yeah.
Got to keep it pure.
Yeah, he was watching me play Resident Evil a little bit, too. And then it, like, got super violent. And I'm like, you got to get out of here. And he's like, why? He just doesn't care. It's weird. Like, normally you would think it would be like, oh, my God, like, just shocking.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
But it doesn't matter.
No, the reason why he doesn't care is because he's never had a reason to.
Yeah. I guess that's true.
That's exactly why. He's never been taught or he's never been shown. It's It's what it is.
It's just whatever.
It's whatever because he's been told it's whatever.
Yeah, there's got to be something there because I mean we've seen even in Utah, like when it comes to like porn consumption, it's like crazy high. It's because it's nudity in the body and like sensuality and sexuality. That's not something that's just there and whatever. It's like it's this taboo thing. So that's when people obsess over it and become the crazies that we get. So if you just play violent video games and it's just whatever, they'll be fine. Right?
And then
it's
he hasn't
violence is just it's just whatever.
He hasn't tried to kill me yet.
So you can't be desensitized if you started that way.
Exactly. Yeah, you're just non-sensitive. You're just insensitive instead of desensitized.
And so that's why it's hard to put down rules when there haven't been rules. That's where you're going to have a hard time.
Yeah, that's true. There will be some.
And so once you start putting rules in place, you can't cave ever.
Yeah.
No, that's so.
Let them play Battlefield. That's one of those ones that's like, yeah, it's rated M, but it's not that crazy. To me. I mean, it's violent, but...
I guess it's a decision every parent can make.
I don't know. It's like Halo, Halo's not really a...
See, I was
game.
told I could play Halo because it was alien violence and not actual human violence.
Yeah, we can be violent to other species. No
Yeah,
problems.
I never saw like how that's better. It's like, well, it's not human.
Especially
It's
if you're
like,
doing...
humans are capable of sympathizing
And
with
so
anything.
the reasoning
so
there
that's
the
a
reasoning
poor
there it
excuse.
was that aliens are fake. And so it's okay to shoot something that's not real.
Wait, you don't believe in
what if
aliens?
No, that was
what
the
if-
reasoning behind it. That's not
what if
I would
aliens
say.
turn out to be real and the aliens look exactly like the enemies?
What? The humans are shooting us in their video games. What?
Yeah, that's what...
This is covenant violence. We don't stand for it.
That's
Texas.
what
Although
started... Yeah,
technically-
Texas.
Well, technically, we're their gods.
We will
So,
take all
I
of
mean,
your women over 8 out of 10. That is your tax. Enjoy your mediocrity, humans. God.
Yeah, we'd have beautiful women again though soon.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
true.
so
Yeah.
genetics.
It would become the standard would be the bar. The bar is like high now. It would be you would pull it out of the rungs and like drop it down a couple
So are you
latches.
saying one of the best ways to get body acceptance accepted widely is just to get rid of everyone who's above an 8?
Yeah, just eliminate them, and then the 8s become the new 10, and then of course
Lower
we
the
have
bar.
to every 10 or so years we have to have that purge to make the 8s that now are the 10s take them out of the equation.
We're taking 8s on both sides of the gender spectrum.
Yeah, that's why I
It's
got
just
fat.
It's 8s across the board.
I don't have to worry about that.
It's men, women, and
And whatever else.
Well, I guess I'll see you guys in the next life.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
you're just you're
You'll
just
live for a
living
couple
with the covenant.
phases.
No,
with the covenant
I'm
at
gonna
this
be in the first purge. I'm sorry.
No. You're just with the covenant at this point. You're not being killed. They're taking you for a reason.
Wait, what's the reason?
What do you think? It's war. To rape and pillage.
They're going to fuck you, boy. They're
I
going to
mean,
fuck that
all
fat
right, I
ass.
guess. It's whatever.
Yeah. Jesus, that was major derailment immediately. Shit, yeah, we're going to be talking about Alone in the Dark 2.
Yeah.
Extremely
You're gonna
fucking
need to
boring movie.
explain that N-word card.
Oh,
Carnby,
so
as soon as we get in,
yeah, we'll discuss that. I said Edward, of course. It just sounds like N-word Carnby. I said it in a weird way.
So this movie did put Craig to sleep.
Oh, were you sleeping?
I did fall asleep for like.
And I was doing
10
a
minutes.
solid nod session for a minute there too.
It's a boring motherfucker, guys.
Yeah.
Of course,
So.
I did only get like 3 hours of sleep last night, so that's another reason. But it is a very boring movie.
Yeah. So, I mean, before we get into any of that, the important things to bring up. What has everyone been playing this week? Craig, what have you got on your belt?
Played a little bit of Warframe. I downloaded that Tetris 99 that's on the Switch.
Oh, is that free or is
Yeah,
that...
it's free.
Okay.
It's basically like Tetris, but it's multiplayer. You play it with like 99 other people.
99 other people.
Yeah, and basically, like, they try to interfere with you, and then you try to, like, stack
You
up
have
see where
99.
you are.
You have 99 people trying to interfere with you at the same time.
Yeah, so, like, there's, like, weird bullshit power things that happen where, like,
You
they
have 99
stack...
people watching you play a fucking game.
Well,
and then see how they can interfere.
they're not watching you, they're playing their own game,
Oh.
and, like, when they stack up combos and shit, it, like, fucks with other people, like, in the...
Oh, so they're not
in the
actively
group.
trying to interfere with you. They're
So,
just
like,
playing
you
the
see
game.
your screen, and then you see, like, a bunch of, like, other mini screens, like, on the sides.
Got 99 problems, but a square block ain't one.
I mean, the highest I got was, like, 27.
Was this like
I
a
got-
poker elimination?
Battle Royale Tetris.
It basically
Fucking
is,
Battle
dude.
Royale's taking over the world.
It's fucking Battle Royale Tetris, and I got
Jesus.
27th place.
That's
I highly doubt I'm going to get higher than that.
That
So
sounds
I was
pretty awesome,
I was
actually.
pretty proud of it. It's pretty sweet. And then I played some Warframe. I don't know if I said that already.
Why are you playing so much
And-
Warframe?
Because it's fun, Schweiss. That's why.
Is it?
And then, what the fuck else did I play? I think I just played Resident Evil. Oh, I played Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil
Oh, you're
7.
playing Resi 2, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's
2 and
interesting. I'm
7.
surprised you got it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I did give you a good recommendation, but normally that.
So
you
how,
don't
I
care.
started,
have you played the original Resi 2?
No.
Have you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is this remake better?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is, yeah. It's pretty good. I don't know.
I
It's
don't know why you grin like that when you're saying.
because it's hard because a lot of people love the original games, but honestly, I do think the remake is a better game.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
Is the
it's-
control system better?
Oh, yeah. The controls
That's
are way
ex-
better.
That was
Well,
what I was
Resi
really,
2 was
really
like
getting at, so.
tank control still, and then
They weren't
there's this one.
bad, but I mean, this one has the puzzles and the
Tank
good
controls in
controls.
general are bad.
And the amazing visuals and the insanely good like soundscape that is Resident Evil now. As of Resi 7, like the sounds in the game are like amazing.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of noises to freak you out to really build the horror. In Resident Evil 2, the OG one, there's not really any horror. It's just try to beat the game as fast as you can. Like it becomes a speed run contest.
So they added more modern horror elements to it.
Yeah, while still keeping it a Resident Evil game.
So is it like a? Yeah, it's just a remake at
Yeah,
this point.
it's a total
Yeah.
remake, yeah. And that's the second one they've done. The first one, Resident Evil 1's remake, is still pretty similar to OG Resi 1.
Yeah, they made it a more faithful recreation.
It has like
So-
quasi-tank controls. It's weird. They're really good and they're easy to understand, but they're kind of tanky.
Yeah, it's really hard for me to play Resident Evil 1,
Yeah.
the original.
It's hard for anybody to play, don't worry. But, yeah. What else? You
Yeah.
got the Resi 2 and 7, you said?
Yeah, and 7.
Nice.
Since we're
Very
going to be
nice.
reviewing 7. I almost beat it last night, and we were almost going to review it today, but then I was like, fuck it, because I have to find like 2 corrosives, and I didn't want to do that last night, so I said, fuck it.
Yeah. All right. Well, is that all you have?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. What about you, Cameron?
So this last week, I did end up playing a few rounds of Apex, a new battle royale that dropped. I played that with one of our listeners.
Who was it?
Thy Death Sword.
Oh yeah, good friend of the program. Yeah, that's
I like it so far. I'm still trying to form a solid opinion about it.
yeah.
It's from the creators of Titanfall, Respawn, but you don't have as much movement as you have in like Titanfall 2. So it kind of feels like, what's a good way to say? It feels like a battle royale game where you drop in, so like PUBG and Fortnite, because it is. But then you mix, I think, maybe a little bit of Call of Duty-ishness to it. The snipers, the bullets do drop, so you have the bullet drop there. I don't know. Still trying to form an opinion about it. And then each legend is what they call them, or heroes, other games, but they call them legends here. They'll have their own specific abilities, so you can kind of form squads around kind of what you want to do. The most important one, of course, is going to be your lifeline, because she can actually heal you if you can't find healing supplies.
How many players at once are there on these things? Because there's only like, what, 8 heroes, and you have like a team of, what, 3 is what you said?
Mm-hmm.
So
Is that all you can have? Squad of 3? No solos?
Seems
No
like
solos right now.
Seems like a small range for a battle royale type game.
Apex.
Yeah,
Legends.
like it should have an 8-man team, so everyone can have one player, one hero each. You know.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like a weird concept because you'd have to like, unless there's like a shitload of people playing that same thing, because like the battle royale is about having a massive amount of players at once.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still do it with like a smaller amount of people, but it's like it's not really what it's for.
See, I don't know if I like the idea of the game. Like Battle Royale is fun and all, but I don't know if I'm into like, oh, these classes do this and this character does that.
I mean,
I feel like Battle Royale
gunplay
is
still at the heart of the game, but what your classes can do add a new element to it. So, and you do have an ult that you can pop off, and depending on what character you have, the ult does something different.
To me, the Battle Royale idea is better as a game mode than as a game itself. You know what I mean? Like, if it was like a game that had, you know, like Call of Duty having its own thing like that is fine, because like then it's a game mode, just like capture the flag or whatever.
Because then it stays.
Yeah, it has staying power that way. But
It's
then
like
if it's just the game, then it's like, oh well, that's it.
Like that's what
all
made
you have.
OG COD Zombies so much fun, is because it was just that.
It was just a side thing.
It was just zombies, and now it's like the thing. Zombies is like the big thing that they put a bunch of time into, and they made it more complex, added stories to it, more scenarios, different objectives, which is fun on the surface, but really at its bare
I
core,
liked it better when it was more arcadey. And
yeah, I love the arcade zombies.
Yeah,
like,
Nocturne, Toten, and Derise and all those levels are way better to me than the ones where you like actively have to go searching for story stuff throughout the levels.
Yeah, and it's just pure fun. And when you make the game, and to me, the reason why Fortnite fell off so much was because in Fortnite, I was like, wow, this is really cool. This is an awesome thing. You drop into this environment. It's all up to you. You have no... your character's no better than the other characters. You just kind of find your shit, mine your stuff, build, kill, survive, get out of the storm. It was great. Fortnite started to fall off, in my mind, when they started adding shit like the remote control rocket launcher and the Thanos glove and like all this bullshit additional stuff that changed the core game.
Yeah.
And that's why I think I agree with Craig, it's more fun as a game mode that just is what it is. It doesn't get fucked with constantly and altered and, oh, there's a new weapon. Oh, there's this super OP weapon. If you find it, you're going to be a fucking boss. You know, that's why Fortnite became less fun, is because it was no longer about working together as a team and trying to hide. It was about getting the fucking remote-controlled rocket launcher thing and just destroying people. And I was like, I don't want to play this anymore.
Especially since like Fortnite was meant to have like a story mode and was meant to be like player versus environment, so you could have like a group of friends like trying to survive against like waves of zombies by building your own forts and shit. And then it turns into entirely just a battle royale game.
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
I don't think anybody even like plays the story mode that it has. It's
so
just...
I can't find out how many top squads there are in Apex, like how many squads are in one match, or what's the max player count in a match, because everyone just fucking sucking its cock by saying, oh, we made 1 million players in less than 8 hours after launch, which is cool. It's, you know, it has more active players now than any other battle royale. But
Really?
I want to fucking know how many fucking players in one match.
Really, all that is, oh, we picked up on all the people tired of playing Fortnite.
Yeah,
and fucking
that's all
PUBG.
it fucking means.
It's
All I want to
essentially,
all I want to know. Okay, 20 squads of 3 players.
It's
Fuck,
60.
why was
Yeah,
that
that's-
so hard to find out?
60 people.
So 20 squads of 3.
Yeah.
Is the map smaller than Fortnite's?
I don't know. I think it might be a little bit smaller. Without just trying to think of what the map looks like as you're dropping in.
Fortnite added
looking it
some
up.
map, though, for sure. They have new areas.
But this is still new. They're still working on it, still releasing stuff. I think you would like this a lot more than Fortnite, just because there's no building.
yeah, the
I know you
building
don't
is
like that.
stupid.
And it plays like a modern shooter because it's based off of a modern shooter.
All right.
You know what's weird to me about that? I'm pretty sure they were going to come out with a Titanfall Battle Royale game, and it's still coming out. Because they were working on Titanfall 3, and then
This is the
changed
Titanfall
it.
Battle Royale game.
No,
bet
I
it
mean
is.
like a specific Titanfall game.
This would be that game.
I doubt
Because
they'll make another.
I mean,
they don't want to make another. The Respawn Studio says this is this game, and we're not gonna make like another game like this. This is this life it's gonna have, and if it lives for a long time, that's great. If it doesn't,
I
then that's
don't
fine.
think they have control over that because they're owned by EA, and I'm pretty sure they were working on something else.
But I think they just want to hop in on the cash cow that these free to play battle royale games have been,
yeah,
so they can actually start working on other games. I haven't heard if they're now starting to work on Titanfall 3 or they should.
there was something for Titanfall 3, but I'm pretty sure it turned
The only
into
issue
a battle
is
royale game.
even though Titanfall 2 was, I guess it was a critically good game, a lot of people love playing it, it just did not reach a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, you can make, so I just don't know if
It
they
goes
can
on
be in the
sale a
market to make
lot for
Titanfall
like
3.
$5 for like the Game of the Year edition.
Wait, Battlefield?
No, Titanfall 2.
Oh,
Titanfall 2 did.
It's a fun game. It's just completely different from any
Titanfall
other
2
shooter I've
did,
tried
so
to
as soon
play.
as Apex launched, Titanfall 2 did see a resurgence in players for a while.
Oh yeah, they got a big jump.
Anyways, I only played that for like a few rounds. I didn't really put that much time into it. I think I've maybe played the game at most 45 minutes like over a couple of days, but I put most of my time into Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, you know what? I played Kingdom Hearts 3 as well.
Oh, that's right. You did.
So yeah,
Forgot about that.
that's all I played.
All right, I played a little bit of Final Fantasy 15 Comrades. I was trying to clean up some trophies. No one was on, so I couldn't. And then I said, "Screw it! I don't want to play this anymore."
Didn't you already beat that game?
I beat it, yeah, but there are still a couple trophies I got to get. You know, completionist.
There's not a plat for that, is there?
No, there's not.
But it's his overall trophy percentage he's going for.
Yeah, it's about those percentages, man.
Oh, but it's too late. Isn't there a trophy percentage for it still, like in the 15 stuff?
Yeah, it's too late for 15 as far as that game goes, but that game standalone has its own set, which is the same set as the one in 15, but those are locked out forever. That's fucking dumb, huh?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yep, but I played a little bit of that, and then I tried to do the 5th or 4th Survivor mode in Resi 2 again. I wasn't quite able to beat it. I got really close, though. And I did a ton of Resident Evil 7 and a bunch of Madden 19. Working on that. I got my Packers undefeated right now. I turned the game on to the second difficulty from the bottom, and I immediately started getting thrashed. So I don't know how good this game actually is, because the game's difficulty is batshit. It goes from me blowing people out, like absolutely destroying them, to them just fucking me over royally. And it's like from newbie to rookie, basically. And then like rookie is just like, fuck you. And they just destroy me, and I can't do shit. I'm throwing interceptions everywhere, fumbling the ball. They're fucking just marching down the field, getting touchdown after touchdown.
Did the actual action of catching the ball become harder from newbie to rookie?
Yeah, there was more pressure on me. It's just, yeah, everything's harder. The kickoffs, the kicks are harder. The little kick meter is like way fast, so I wasn't used to that. It's rough, man. It's fucking rough. And it's annoying because I want to play on a harder difficulty because I'm just blowing everyone out and everyone's playing like shit. But when I up the difficulty, suddenly they're all gods. And I'm like, there's 2 more difficulties above this one. Like, how am I ever going to play on those? How am I ever going to get good enough?
Should you just try to play online or something like that?
Maybe. I want to finish the season, though, because that'll count as beaten.
Okay. Do that and then try
Maybe.
online to see if everyone's gods online.
Shit,
too.
maybe I should play, turn it up to normal and then just lose the next few games and get eliminated in the playoffs to finish the game faster.
No.
Count it on the
asshole.
Count it on the hog.
I lost
I
this game.
participated.
That's like saying let the boss beat me at the end of the game, and so I lose, but I beat the game.
So what you're
Actually,
saying?
you know, that is an option for like Ocarina of Time, because losing to Ganondorf is another ending.
Just like Joe's ending to Bloodborne. It's canon. It's canon if I don't win the Super Bowl. I didn't win the Super Bowl last year.
I mean, I guess.
So are you saying that the game only counts as beaten if I win the Super Bowl?
I mean, I want to say yes.
It sort of is true. Like, did you really win? Because you didn't win the game, the big game.
Exactly.
I mean, you gotta actually try.
Is there even a credit roll?
I guess that no,
I don't
because
fucking
it's,
know. I don't think so.
I don't think there would be.
Yeah. So that's what we decided on sports games, just a season.
NBA Playgrounds doesn't have
one of us has to
that
play
when you
it,
beat it.
as well, so we can review it because we have never reviewed a sports game.
God, I don't
Madden.
want to play fucking Madden. Are you kidding me?
Cameron, you'll play it, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
If we're
Disappointed in you
asked.
too.
Why are you disappointed?
Because fucking sports games are terrible.
It's fine.
They're all terrible.
People find enjoyment in them, Craig.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're fucking arcadey ones.
No, plenty of people love
Otherwise,
Madden.
they're just trying to be voyeurs who
So
can't actually
Madden
play
and
football.
FIFA keep coming out year after year because they have a loyal following.
That's what I loved because Brandy was giving me shit. He's like, I would just rather play it in real life. And I'm like, oh, yeah, Brandy, because you have 25 friends that'll play a fucking actual game of football. What's that? Oh, you only have a handful? Oh, yeah, that's right. Can they play football? No? Oh, yeah, you can't play it. That's the thing is like, yeah, it's fun to play around with the pigskin, but I'm not playing football when we're tossing the fucking ball back and forth ineptly.
And
in
even
the
if you did
front
get 25
yard.
people who would be willing to play with you, it's not an actual game of football. Even if you say soft tackles allowed or stuff like that, it's still not football.
Yeah, we'd have to have full equipment and stuff, so it's not even
Full equipment, coaches, actual plays. done.
Basketball is fine. Basketball you can do. You just need a ball, a fucking hoop, and a
And
bunch
even
of people.
still, though, you still don't have your coaches on the side.
Yeah, you don't have the you don't have the bench players. You don't have the refs.
You don't have the right shoes. You don't even have the right shorts.
Yeah, you got those John Stockton 90s shorts that your ball sack hangs out of on a hot day. when they forgot to turn the AC on in the stadium, your fucking nutsack is just slapping the side of your leg as you run along, just making that like blop, blop sound that it does.
I don't think I've ever heard my balls.
You've
make
never heard
sound.
that? Have you heard that before, Kevin? Walking down the stairs, it's like...
I've
Have you heard a sound like?
No, I've heard my balls have made a smacking noise against my thigh when I played
Yeah,
sports
it's like
before.
it's like a skin slap sound, not a.
That sounds like gas escaping sound.
Yeah, what the fuck is happening?
Oh,
to
wait,
your
maybe
ball
I was
sack?
farting at the same time. I don't... That has happened before. There was a time I was descending.
Tuck your ball sack in your ass crack. That's why it makes a blarp sound.
It's a mix of...
You just tuck it away. Tuck it away back there.
Do
Where
you
it's out of
guys
the way.
not?
Yeah, it just makes a fucking meat slap sound, like a slice of bologna in front of a fan, like a high-powered fan. Just...
And then after that meat slap sound, you just have a dominant stand and just let them know what happened.
Yeah. No, there was a time I was descending some stairs at school, and I was ripping one while my balls were slapping against the flesh, and it was just this like blop, blop, blop.
It's a very specific, experience to have.
It is, yeah, and it only happened once, and someone else was there, and they looked at me very disgustedly, and I was like, "What?
Do your balls not talk to you?
Do your balls not speak to your asshole on occasion? Like, do you never have conversations between the two? They're important to be friends. They're so close. All these years.
Did you play anything other than Madden?
Yes, I played a ton of Resident Evil 7, Madden, and I'm getting ready to play Dissidia, Dudekheim, on the PlayStation Portable.
But that does not count as playing.
No.
So why'd you mention it?
Because I'm just saying it's happening.
The
Next
NT
time.
is soon.
Fuck. The NT is soon, yeah. Not looking forward to that.
I should just fucking beat that. It's gonna take like an hour.
You could join us for the review.
I could
Do it.
Yeah. All right, so we know what everyone has been playing this past week, but the true question, the only question that matters around these parts, has anyone beaten a game this week? Craigie!
Yeah, I beat Kingdom Hearts 3.
All right. Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm just going to do KH3. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
What about KF3?
I don't know why there'd be an F.
Cameron.
No.
Okay. I finished Resident Evil 7 this week. All right, so... The Hog, Craig, this one's not looking great for you, man. I am King Hog of Nude Clan.
You got to put the 7 in there. You can't just call it Resident Evil.
Well, I did the 7, the VII.
But that's not what it is, though.
No, it is.
No, it's not VII, Schweiss. The I for, 7 is in the L. You can't get rid of the L just for the aesthetic.
You certainly can.
No,
that's
because then it's just Resident Eevee.
Hey, that sounds like a much better game than the Pokemon Eevee that we're about to play.
It would be very interesting, that's for sure.
All right, you know what? I'm going to pull up the logo right now, and we're going to look at it.
Or actually, it'd be Resident Evie or something like that.
Oh, wait, you're totally right. But it looks like a dot. It looks like it's 7 with a dot afterwards. But it is totally the nub to the L.
Yeah,
the little
it
add-on.
because they had to sneak it in there.
I would prefer it without that.
Without the little nub.
Yeah.
But
personally.
then the L wouldn't be complete. It would literally just be Resident Evie.
But the VII is accepted. It is an acceptable way to show 7 as Roman numerals.
Well,
True.
yeah, but it's hidden inside evil, which is the point.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
You can't
As a design
show that in a text on fucking Excel.
You can't.
That's
so he
true.
has to put VII in Excel.
That's what I did, and Craig called me out.
Yeah.
No, he replaced evil with the VII.
Oh, yeah.
So
he
it's
did.
Resident Evie.
Well,
Ah.
okay, look, I feel like we're all going to know what that is.
I don't know, man. I
Well,
think we won't.
regardless, I am King Hog right now with 7 games. Craig, a far behind second place, sitting at 4 games. And Cameron, big goose egg, halfway through February of the new year with 0. Come on, Cameron. What the fuck, man?
Can't help it.
Not a single game in January either. It's
Yeah. Do we have
I've
do we
been
have a
been
question?
a busy boy outside of gaming.
a busy boy.
Yeah, sick boy from the sounds of it. Everybody just
That
gets
too.
sick.
Fucking disturbing.
So, you know what, Cameron, here, let me tell you something. So, Cameron came here, accused me or Craig of
One
giving
of
him
y'alls.
strep throat. I think Alex said she might have had it.
Fuck.
She was
So which
concerned.
twice?
She was concerned with having it, but I never did. And I don't understand how I couldn't get it.
Well, see, you guys have to realize that I was really
Susceptible. 'cause they were
susceptible
weak.
to getting sick again because my immune system was weak.
Maybe she did that. I don't know.
But my symptoms for getting strep were very light. Besides my throat being fucked up,
yeah.
and so I didn't really think I had anything other than just residual sore throat from whatever. But I looked at my throat. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't look right. So I went to the doctor. He's like, yeah, you got the strep. Down, down, down.
Yeah,
And
he's
then,
got the strap.
Down, down. And so he gave me the antibiotics. And as soon as I started taking them, man, I felt instantly better.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's great. It's one of those things you got to get rid of.
And
That
so
way.
I'm like, because I still felt really kind of dragging after having the flu. And the symptoms from having the flu to having strep are night and day. I felt sort of tired from having strep, but I was just destroyed by the flu.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you sleep a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, but as soon as I kind of felt dragging, I still felt kind of tired, exhausted, whatnot. And day 2 after taking antibiotics, I'm like, this is the best I felt in a month. So
And then you fired up Red Dead 2. You got your Gabe Cowboys.
yeah,
Tearing it up.
got my Brokeback Cowboys going on. So
nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Too bad we're not really playing the online, huh? It's
We
just
should.
not-
As
Well,
soon
it's
as
still
we're
in
there.
beta, so as soon as it gets to where it's full,
to Charlie
yeah, as soon as it gets to Charlie, then we can really.
or Cetra or something. I don't know. Yeah.
It's Gamma, I think, is the third one. Is C.
Gamma.
Yeah, I think.
You think Gamma is C?
I think so. I'll have to look it up. Hold on.
There is no C in Gamma, Craig.
There doesn't have to be.
No, that. All right. All
I,
right.
don't, I actually don't know what it is.
I know you don't know what it is.
Yeah, I know. It's
Do we have a question though, Greg?
yes, but I'm doing this real quick.
God damn it, dude.
Fuck you, I have to.
Gamma.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. So and now it's a learning experience for all of us. Hold on while I find it.
Hold on while you learn.
Yeah. I gotta learn. It's fucking taking forever to learn.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna learn. I refuse to learn.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay, question time.
All right, so we got one from Angry Ass Black Dude. He says, would you guys ever consider doing movies about video games, like Last Starfighter, Cloak and Dagger, and The Wizard, etc.?
Movies about video games. Yeah, I think that would be kind of fun. I mean, Grandma's Boy is another one, because he's making a Spawn game in that movie. It's a comedy.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie before.
It was one of the biggest box office flops of all time, I'm pretty sure, if I remember right. It was fun. I don't know. I think that would be a good idea once we plow through all of the video game-based movies and their sequels and all of that. I think that's fine.
Yeah. It'd be a thing to tackle after we at least get rid of all the sequels, because there's not that many.
Yeah. I kind of want to do that. I think I would want to do that before doing animated ones, though. Kind of. I don't know. Maybe. 'Cause there could be a lot. And the animated ones, some of those are pretty high quality. They put a lot of production value into. It'd be nice to watch.
It would be
good
nice to
movies.
at least wade through all the Pokemon ones first.
And then maybe play around with that.
Yeah, because like we got on our list, it's like 6 Pokemon movies in a row.
Yeah.
So we should just plow through that.
Yeah.
Because that's not going to be an enjoyable experience for anyone.
No, probably not. Cameron, what do you think? You want to do movies based on video games? But like...
It's not movies based on video games, but movies about...
Yeah, about
video
games.
games.
There you
go. I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, especially for times like this, they'd be a good recourse to fill an episode.
Good substitute when Cameron doesn't want to grow his beard in the game.
Yeah, you just got to fucking grow that beard.
I'm a stage 6 real life, apparently, so...
Yeah.
I don't think your beard's at stage 6.
It is, if you look at Arthur Morgan's beard.
Because the jump he makes from 6 to 9
the jump
is
from
sick.
The jump from 9 to 10 is sick.
You look like you're at a 4,
No.
honestly. An Arthur Morgan 4.
I'll send you a screenshot of what my Arthur Morgan's currently at.
All right, yeah. We'll let
what's the length there, Cam? Like
that'll be a question from us to you. What Red Dead Redemption 2 length is Cameron's beard at?
I'm pretty sure it's an Arthur Morgan 4.
I just need to get hair tonic to grow past this point.
Yeah.
You got to get like 3 of them. It increases the growth rate.
Did you get
if you
that?
stack them?
Did you get that notification in real life? Like your phone went off and it's like your beard will no
Your
longer
beard cannot grow any longer
without hair tonic. I think the thing is to use a bunch of hair tonic and then like fast travel with a carriage or something.
It's any progression of time, so like fast travel, sleep, or like chapter or mission progression or whatever.
Yeah, mission progression is the big one.
Yeah.
When you get to a new chapter, his beard is like insane. I really regret shaving partway through the game.
It's
I wish
because
I would have never done it.
every like chapter change is like a week later, basically, because they set up the camp and everything.
Yeah, sometimes I think it's like months. It almost feels like it feels
There's
like a
one
while.
on
No,
Craig
because
was saying
there's
was
there's
a good amount of
when
time
there's
that
like
passed.
a month. There's only one that's like months, and it tells you that it was a time skip of a month or 3 months or something, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Next week, I'm not show with my mustache all glorified and out and poofy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the stuff to do it, so it's just the effort it takes to do it.
We're not worth the effort.
Yeah,
we
we're
guys
not.
aren't.
Fuck you, man. We're worth the effort.
But can get it going pretty good. So
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll get that review next week. Craig and I beat that a long time ago now. It's been.
Yeah.
We should probably play it again. What do you
but
think?
you guys started
I
playing
will
it
be-
before it was even fucking
I'm gonna
nominated.
play it a little bit before we review it, just so I
You
can like,
guys
get in that headspace.
We're playing Red Dead Redemption 2 before it was even fucking nominated.
Well, it was outed.
True.
It was ripped off by another, if I remember correctly. Oh no, it won the Uber game.
It won.
Never mind.
It was nominated before that, though.
Yeah. It was something else.
I don't remember what beat it, though.
Something bullshit that I'm sure of.
Okay.
Are you? Are you sure of that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Any other questions?
No.
That was just funny because I saw him tweet us that question just like it was like an hour or two ago.
Yeah, it was 2 hours ago.
Yeah. Sad.
Come on, guys, get on and ask us questions. We need your input
On Cam's beard length.
Yeah, on Cam's beard.
Should I post a Twitter picture saying what Arthur Morgan stage would you guys guess my beard's at?
I'm pretty sure it's 4 Cam.
Yeah.
I'm like 90% sure.
I should go find my most cowboy looking outfit and put that on.
Do it. All right, guys, let's get into our review of Alone in the Dark 2.
Dose. Oh man, is this an actual trailer for the movie?
Edward Carnby,
It
you
is.
think you'd get us into the coroner's office so I can see the bodies? Have you ever seen anything like this before? It reacts to light.
Mark. As a result, you're going to see things. Visions. Now, we need to know exactly what you see. And in particular, we need to know the location.
He doesn't have much time. We need your help.
I made my peace with the occult. I don't bother Ed. It doesn't bother me.
There has to be another box. A green army crate with a red cross on it.
Where's Natalie?
I saw her. I saw her face.
Give it to me, Natalie. Bring me the dagger.
She's coming! They're fighting a witch that's hundreds of years old. Alone in the dark.
All right, so Alone in the Dark 2,
Starring Danny Trejo.
starring Danny Trejo, is a 2008 German-American horror film starring Rick Yoon, Rachel Spector, and Lance Henriksen. It does also feature Danny Trejo before Danny Trejo became big.
I don't know. He was in a few movies before this.
Yeah, but was he big, Danny Trejo?
No, I think Danny Trejo now is big Danny Trejo.
I mean, he was in Spy Kids in 2001, which was like 7 years before this.
Was he big, though?
He was in a few other movies, so I think he was okay.
I feel like they wasted money on having Danny Trejo in this movie.
I feel like we think Danny Trejo is a much bigger actor than
That Danny Trejo actually is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, like you can't watch Machete and not think that.
But who else has such a large IMDb movie list of movies he's participated in?
Yeah, he's been in a lot of shit, dude. He works on tons and tons.
He's just
of
one of the
movies.
hottest actors, man. Just gotta have him.
He's fucking a phenomenal actor.
Yeah. So the film was directed by Michael Roche and Peter Schreier, produced by Uwe Boll and Ari Taub. 2 screenplay writers, Michael Roche and Peter Schreier again. So directors wrote the screenplay. That's great. And music by Jessica de Rouge. It's Rooj. God, this movie was straight to DVD. Not received well. And honestly, for me, the trailer we watched, because when we watch them, we try to usually watch them on like Amazon or something if we can get it for free. We watched this one on Amazon Prime, and the trailer it gave us was like the first scene from the movie.
It was a scene from the movie, and they cut out like tiny parts of the scene, and they just made that the trailer.
Yeah. So, painful trailer initially. That trailer was better as a trailer, but still pretty bad.
Because it was actually a trailer?
Yeah, because
It
it
was
was
just a scene and out of It was like, here, you watch some of the movie, and if you're interested, you keep watching the movie where you left off.
Yeah, and we weren't interested, but we're doing the show on it because we were interested in reviewing Red Dead 2, but we can't.
Right.
So the movie starts out with an overhead view of New York City, right?
Yeah.
New York City, present
as you
day.
do
And
with like
as
all
then
these
you're
movies.
flying into Central Park,
Yeah, Central Park.
The setting for the game for the for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, lots of zooming in, like quick, like zoom in camera shit going on.
Is is Alone in the Dark 2 based on any of the Alone in the Darks, or is it just like an original screenplay by these two directors?
It's supposed to be a sequel to the first movie.
That makes absolutely no sense.
No, it really doesn't.
Because they're not connected in any way, and he's not Asian.
Alone in the Dark
first
2
movie.
was filmed in New York City
And
and
also
Los
that chick
Angeles.
isn't there.
It is loosely based on Alone in the Dark video game series.
Okay.
Extremely loosely. I think the first one was way more based.
I think what they're counting as based on the
after
Alone in
having
the Dark
played
series is just
Alone
the
in the
name
Dark,
Carnby.
New Nightmare,
Can be.
I think that's the only thing it's based off is just the name Carnby.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. It friggin' there's like no
Why else
similarities
name
between the
an
first
Asian
one
guy
and
Carnby?
Well, if you remember the end of the last movie, it was Michael Slater getting something running up on him and him turning around and being like, "Oh shit!" And then it
and
ended.
he was with that one chick, yeah.
Yeah, and
It's
they're like not here.
Yeah.
Him and Elaine aren't in the movie. It's just him. And also, Carnby goes through reincarnation and comes back as an Asian man in this movie.
And not just like he's a very Asian man.
Yeah, it's Rick Yoon. We've seen him in numerous TV shows and movies over the years.
Yeah.
He's one of the only, him and Danny Trejo are the only two people I recognize from this fucking movie.
Exactly, yeah.
And and that's where the joke, the N-word Carnby came in, because Craig and I are like, okay, what we have to do for another sequel, a sequel to Alone in the Dark 2, for Alone in the Dark 3, every time we make a new Alone in the Dark movie, Carnby has to come back as like a different race. Like Carnby will come back as like Mexican, he'll be Danny Trejo in the next one, and then he'll come back as black, and that's when I came up with the joke N-word Carnby instead of Edward Carnby, because it's a homonym, right? Thinking
Sounds similar, yeah. Man.
and that's what they'll call me. And they'll be like, "What did you say?" And it's like, "I said Edward Carnby." "No, you said Edward Carnby." "Yeah, that's what I just said, Edward Carnby." No. And it'll be like a bit, So the movie will be funnier than this one immediately. This movie's so fucking boring. But it starts out with Asian Carnby, and first we get that scene of the guys in the park, right? It's like a zoom in on Central Park, and we got people running. We've got a guy that looks really sick, really fucked up. It looks like someone taped it looks like someone
It's
dipped.
supposed to be his veins are supposed to be getting enlarged and dark. He's got some sort of disease or poison that's spreading.
Yeah,
but
it's like they put silly string
But
on
it's
him
like
and then
silly string on
coated
his
it with
skin.
stuff
and then
to make it seem like
they put
veins popping out.
sealant on it so it wouldn't fall off his skin
Yeah.
right away.
Yeah, they
that's what
waterproofed the silly string onto his body.
Yeah.
And so he's super sick. They're running down to this bathroom in the park, and then we cut to
But
inside.
are they really in the park though? Is that where they're at?
I don't know. That seems weird, huh?
I mean, because they do
I think it's
the
supposed
New
to
York
be
flyover
there,
several
but
times.
I don't.
it
But
seems
why
like they
are
go
but
downstairs.
that doesn't look like Central Park at all.
Yeah, why would they have a bathroom? I guess I don't know if the bathrooms
I don't
in Central
think
Park
they
are
are.
underground.
I think they just opened up with some free footage of Central Park, like a flyover Central Park.
Well, they did a flyover of Central Park, and then I think they zoomed in on one of the sections of it.
I don't.
And
think,
that's what they were
I don't
supposed
think
to
they were
be.
in Central Park.
You don't think they're actually filming
No.
there? Yeah, me neither.
Because they do a flyover.
They're obviously.
I know they're not
actually
obviously
filming
actually filming there, but
That
I don't
would've
think the
required
setting is
money.
actually in Central Park either. Because when they're actually running around outside of the bathroom, because when they go back there later, there's nothing about it that looks like Central Park. It looks like they're just off in the fucking woods somewhere.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it's what is this, Central Wilderness? Do people get lost and
And then when
die
they-
in
yeah.
Central Park? I thought you just died after you stepped on a needle. I didn't know it was such an evil place. With all these woods. That's a good point. Yeah, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Are we supposed to believe that's actually they're in Central Park?
You are supposed to believe that, but it's clearly not.
Yeah, so we zoom in. They're carrying this wounded guy, and as they come into the bathroom, we go into the bathroom, and there's a dude in there doing a line of coke, and he's like loving life.
He's not. I don't think he was doing a line.
I think he was intending to sell it.
Prepping. Yeah, he was like prepping the dime bags or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then he hears people coming, so he turns his boombox off, and he goes and he hides in the shitter. Right, as you would do to hide in a bathroom. I don't know why he's hiding from people. Like, that makes him just seem more
I think he
suspicious.
assumes they're cops, and for some reason just, like, hides in the bathroom.
Well, he's got a good assumption thing on to him, because, like, the people come in armed and ready to kill.
Yeah, but he just, like, hears people coming in. He doesn't assume they're, like, armed at all. He hides in the fucking stall before he even sees them.
Yeah. So it's a dude... 2 dudes, one of them wounded, and a girl, I think, or maybe another dude.
No, there was a girl
two
in the
dudes
first
and a
group.
chick.
We got some nice midriff shots with her, of course, leading you to believe you're going to see titties in this movie, but unfortunately, there are no fucking titties.
I know.
What's the point of watching a video game, a bad movie based on a video game, if you don't
think
get
any of Uwe Boll's has had
I don't
boobs.
think so. I'm like,
No, House of the
why
Dead
is this?
had tits. The original one.
Yeah, that's
Alone in the
true.
Dark 1 did not.
Yeah, Alone in the Dark 1 didn't have
Why
tits,
was that
huh?
not a problem there, but it's a problem here?
Well, because this one's worse, I think, than
I
the first
don't
one.
know, man.
I think it's because they
don't
had
know.
actresses like willing
To show.
in House of the Dead. Yeah.
House of the Dead, it's revered for that in my mind. Like, at least I saw some fake boobs. And there's the scene
I
with the
guess that is
girl
a
on the
plus.
boat, and the guy's like, wow, he's like staring at him, and she's just got her tits out and just having a conversation with the guy. Like, wonderful, wonderful writing, wonderful scene direction. But in here, none. They're all freaking out. They pull something out of this old-ass knife, and then they burn it.
Yeah, no, so what's funny, okay, what's really funny to me is the whole point of this film is just, or this scene too, is to set the importance of the knife. But it's like one of those fucking survival knives you can pick up at Walmart for $20 with the unscrewable bottom that you're supposed to put like waterproof matches in.
Yeah.
And that's what it fucking looks like. And then they just stuck like
and it
an
also
old-looking-
looks like it's been broken.
Yeah, it looks like
in half
for
or
the
whatever.
first part of the movie, I thought like the tip of the knife was broken off. I thought the tip was gone.
Yeah, I thought like the same thing. And then like oh yeah, it's none of this scene really makes any kind of sense because
No.
the chick is like sitting there with her little beeping device being like, "Oh, they're getting closer."
It looks like
And
she
then-
stole one of those credit card readers off of a register, and then it's now just beeping.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then the dude, he's like checking the stalls and he's like kicking them in and like but then he doesn't check the last stall.
Yeah, for some reason
and
he's
it
like-
zooms in on this pipe and he like sticks something in there.
But so we have to go back to the dollar store survival knife. They pull something out of the bottom of the knife, and he's like looking at it. And the dude who's
it's
sick
so
is like,
special.
"Burn it! You gotta
There can't
burn
be
it!"
anything left.
And then he breaks it open, and what comes out of the little glass vial that he breaks open just kind of looks like hand sanitizer. And when he goes to burn it, it burns like hand sanitizer.
It's because it was hand sanitizer.
You think it was?
Probably.
Anyways, and then he like puts the knife back in this roll-up thing, and then he like goes into the stall that's right next to the dude who's in the last stall that he didn't fucking check for some reason, because he checked every other one, and he sticks it up into the pipe and then caps off the pipe like they're gonna come back for it later.
And that fucking pipe, like they zoom in on the pipe when he like sees it, when he like kicks it in the door, and it doesn't have the little grate thing that like he
Little
sticks
cap.
on the end. Like, yeah, it doesn't have the cap on there, and then he like sticks the knife in, and then he magically produces a cap, and then just puts it on there.
Maybe the cap was on the ground, and they had some scenes of him picking up the cap, but they had to cut it for time constraint.
It's
Maybe.
poor,
Maybe.
poor.
Yeah, a bunch of stupid shit from the very beginning, though. Like the
yeah.
guy hiding for, I guess, yeah, it could have been the cops. Go hide away. Them kicking all but the last door in. God, stupid. And then the beast starts coming, and this is where the camera work gets super shitty again. Like, it was really bad, but it was like, and then zooming in on the park, and then zooming back out. And it's like, zoom in on the park, zoom back out, zoom back out. It's like, oh, God. And then it's the beasts approaching, and they're like, they've got their little, like, fucking radar
It
machine.
wasn't just
just
a beast.
beep,
It's just like she's getting close. It was never like beasts. It was just, they knew it was just one.
That's
thing.
true. Yeah, which is weird.
They
It
keep
doesn't.
saying there's more. They just like they're coming.
It doesn't
But he's
make
like,
any.
I feel her.
It doesn't make any sense though, because the Alone in the Dark one, it was all about those like monsters that were
Yeah.
let out of the hive, right?
Yeah.
And now it's just some witch. It's some rando witch that it's created.
It's like
And for some
the
reason,
occult.
they all have guns and they shoot at her, but it's never like something.
nothing
it's never
happens,
effective.
yeah.
It's like, why do they keep resorting to this?
Then why do you keep doing
Yeah,
it?
if this witch is so known to you to the point where you've got these mass-produced witchometers that start beeping when she's nearby.
How do you not have weapons that are prepared for that?
If you can track her, how can you not bag her?
They don't
kill her.
unlock that until later in the game. So
Yeah. They gotta collect.
they have
They gotta.
the uranium bullets that they have to use later.
Dude, fucking.
Anyway,
I don't understand like the thought process behind their hiding it in that bathroom either. They're like, you know what? This is a highly magical knife that's bringing about the destruction of everyone. It's like a witch knife. You know, let's hide it in a seedy bathroom in the fucking drainage pipe. It's like, oh yeah, that's fun, fantastic idea.
Yeah, I don't understand why you would hide there to do a final stand though, if you know the witch can't be shot or hurt.
Also, it shows the dude and the other, like the druggy guy, seeing him put the knife in the pipe, but from the angle he was at, there's no way he would see that.
Well, yeah, especially because he also sees.
Because he's like hiding up on the toilet, so they can't see his legs
would
from
not.
underneath.
Yeah, he.
So
no
like,
way.
there's no way he watched him put something in that pipe.
Even when you're just sitting normally in a stall, you can't even see the other person's feet unless they're like right underneath the fucking divider.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the guy sees that dude who is super sick and infected, like pulls a knife out. And he stabs the map that he's holding. He has this map suddenly, and he stabs it like into his chest, like he pins it to him. And I'm like, wow.
It looks
that's
like he's pinning it to himself. You find out later he's carving initials.
Yeah, he
into
he
himself.
was carving the map. He was using that as like the trace.
But how do you even fucking like at that angle trace? Like, how does even you can't read at that angle? Like, a K goes here.
Also, why not just keep the fucking piece of paper?
Yeah. On top of that, the fucking like when you see his skin in the morgue, like it's perfectly preserved, and the knife marks don't look bad at all.
No, okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves because there's something else ridiculous happens right after that. But
Yeah, the witch comes in, kills everybody.
well, they start unloading and screaming, and this is where we find out guns are not an effective way to keep the witch at bay.
No, and of course the guy on the ground has the dual AK-47s because he's got nothing to live for. So give him all the firepower. And
so
the witch
everyone
just
else in the
rapes
bathroom,
face.
this whole scene that we were trying to, looking at these characters, just like, oh yeah, there's no reason to be invested in these guys.
Yeah,
They're all
well,
fucking
we were
dead.
like, which one's Carnby? Oh, I think that one's probably
And
Carnby.
then the drug addict, or no, the not the drug addict. Sorry, the guy who's going to go sell the drugs, who's in the stall, gets possessed by the witch at the very end.
Oh,
And
is he
that's
the guy that?
He's the guy.
Oh my god, I didn't even notice
You didn't
that.
catch on that?
No, he's Sean Bean and
Yeah.
fucking Nikolai Castelwaldo or whatever the fuck his name is.
What?
Where in the world is Nikolai Castelwaldo? It's the dude who plays Jaime Lannister. He looks like a mix between Jaime Lannister and Sean Bean.
But not a good mix.
Not a good. It's like
bad
all
mix.
of the bad things about those people.
All right.
Yeah, he dies too. I mean, no, actually, he does.
No, he doesn't die.
He doesn't. He just throws up
Not
blood
right
a little
away.
bit, and then he, fucks off.
Anyways, so he gets the witch inside of him, and and that's how we're introduced to Carnby.
Carnby, the secret Asian man.
Yeah,
This one.
So what I'm to assume is that I don't even know what to assume. How does he have Carnby's number in the first place?
Yeah, so
why is he
off-
calling Carnby?
Secondly,
Okay,
how is
so-
Carnby
hold
still a
on.
thing in
I
this
can
scene?
answer this, but it has no context whatsoever in the movie because they don't fucking show it. But Carnby is a private detective for the occult shit, so he
That's
has
his
his
job.
own business. So
That's
some
what he
people would be
does.
able to find him, but it never sets that up in either of the movies. So
Yeah.
no one would fucking understand
So you-
how this guy got a hold of him.
You would have to know Carnby as a character.
Yeah, and so, like, and he's, like, calling him in this parking lot, like, waiting for him, and he, like, hears the phone ring, and he turns around, and there he is.
Yeah, Carnby's just
Suave
fucking
Asian
stalking
Carnby
him.
is right behind him.
Yeah.
And his phone is, like, way newer than the druggy dude's.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Carnby's got
It's
the
like,
dough,
gotta
man.
show off.
Carnby's he's a businessman. He has to have a good phone. So they meet up. He talks about the switch, talks
The
about
guy's slinging
this knife.
cocaine or dope, whatever he's slinging. He'd have the money for a better phone too.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point, yeah.
I don't know, so that's his burner phone.
I mean, it kind of did look like a burner phone, but I don't know.
Who does, you know?
I don't know.
Not us.
I don't know. Who
So we're
knows?
outside of this warehouse, this rundown place for some reason, and Carnby seems to know about the knife and wants to know if he brought the knife with him. But he's like, "No, you got to show me the dead bodies first, because I really want to see the dead bodies for some
Yeah,
reason."
so they break into this abandoned building.
Yeah, it's an abandoned building morgue.
They fucking stored the bodies in. It's like,
Who's storing the bodies there?
my God, is
and
New
he-
York City this fucked up? Like,
Yeah, and Edward
fuck.
Carnby is like, so you saw these people get fucking slaughtered, and you want to watch, and you want to see their dead bodies, and he like never answers the question. He's like, he just ignores it. He's like, I gotta have the knife, buddy. I gotta find it. And it's just like that entire scene doesn't make any sense.
I
They're
met
in
you,
like
buddy,
the abandoned,
pal.
yeah, they're in the abandoned morgue, and he's like telling him that he needs the knife, and then he's like, "Oh, I need to find." He said one of them like scratched or map into his body or something, and then he like,
It's an abandoned morgue, but like, what did they go under like yesterday, and then the day before is when everyone died,
Well,
and they
they-
filed for Chapter 11, and they're currently liquidating all their assets, and they just left the bodies in there.
they jump into this like the window thing, like in the like underneath the ground,
Yeah,
and
after-
it's like fucking full of broken glass,
And they have to
it's,
pull this like
covered with
chicken
metal and
wire
shit.
off.
Yeah,
And then they're in the morgue. It's like, is there no front door?
It's like people are allowed to go in there. Like,
this
what the fuck?
How did they get the bodies down there? Did they come through this fucking chicken wiring also, and then
and the-
restaple it back in?
Yeah, and the morgue's definitely not clean. It
And
looks like
it's-
people have been using it for like shit storage forever.
I think this just might be a case of the people making the movie couldn't find an actual morgue to do the shot.
Yeah, but morgues are clean. Like,
you
why
could-
the fuck would they clutter the shit out of it to make it obviously not a morgue?
Even then, you could pretend that it's a morgue, but they don't pretend it's a morgue by like, oh, we walked in the morgue. Hey, I'm Edward Carnby. Show your badge. Go look at the body. They sneak in through a fucking chicken wire
Yeah,
fence
he's like,
window thing.
You gotta get me in to see these dead bodies.
Like, what the
even
fuck?
if it was like the other people that we meet later found a place to stash the bodies, why would they stash them in New York?
Yeah, like,
You know,
what,
like,
one of the most
nothing-
populated cities in the
Nothing
world.
about this makes sense. Like, no matter what angle you're trying to look at it, like, are we trying to hide the bodies from the police? And this is the place we decided to hide the bodies is to drag them from Central Park through the streets of New York into an abandoned building.
Oh yeah. Okay, jumping ahead a little bit, when they go back to the bathroom, the
Yeah.
fucking bathroom is fucking boarded up and has police tape everywhere.
Yeah.
So clearly, that makes sense.
So maybe the police did find them, and they have this
They
fucking
just they have this
abandoned
obsession.
warehouse of a morgue to hide the store.
The police just have this obsession with boarding up windows with chicken wire and or boards. They're like, we got to make it look abandoned in here. No one will look through here if it looks abandoned.
So they sneak in, and they're in this office place, and he's looking through the stuff for some reason. What was he looking for inside that little office area?
He brought him in there so that the druggy dude, could like see the bodies because he wanted to for some fucking reason.
What were they looking for inside the office? Like, he was going through the doors and stuff looking for something. I can't remember what.
I think Carnby was looking for the dagger. And then the dude was just wanting to check out the dead bodies because he has a fetish for it. I don't know, but but then he's like, they check out the the lines that are growing on like one of the dudes, and it's like showing his flashlight, and then it like you see him the silly string grow, and then. And then he wants to see like the map the dude cut into himself, and then it's like perfectly preserved in the size of that piece
it wasn't
of paper.
a map. So you're looking at it. It's just a letter with a little thing in between,
and then like 2 lines.
Yeah,
And the thing that's the funniest is he goes to take a pencil impression of the letters that the guy carved into himself with he places a piece of paper over the cuts. He starts trying to rub a pencil across it, like he's going to take like a pencil impression of this guy's skin.
Mind you, the whole time the witch is coming. Like they know she's coming for him.
Jumping ahead again,
God damn it, Chris.
real quick. Like it's for the piece of paper. When you see the piece of paper, when he finally
it's the
puts
same
it on
piece of paper he
on the
stabbed
map,
into his chest.
No, it's a different piece of paper. But when he puts it onto that piece of paper that he had onto the map, it's just drawn out.
Oh, you're right.
It's just
penciled in.
Yeah, it's not penciled. Like he literally wrote it down.
It's like Carby started to try to do the pencil thing, but it wasn't working, and then he decided to write it.
It is the easiest design fucking ever. So like he had no reason to try and do a pencil rubbing.
yeah. After a second, he's like, "God, am I fucking stupid?" He just like puts it down on the table and he just draws it. It's like, God, I was making that way more complicated than it needed to be.
It's like
I was trying to Indiana Jones this, and it's just not working out.
Yeah.
Jesus. And then the witch is coming, and you see her trying to like materialize underneath the door, and she's coming right in the middle of downtown abandoned warehouse New York.
Yeah, Sean Bean is freaking out.
But he gets whatever he needs, and then does he find out that the guy has a knife right there? Does he?
No, he knows he has the knife. He keeps telling him to like give him the knife, and then finally like hands it to him.
But after the witch is
he
coming,
takes it back and stabs him like right before the witch gets
after,
there.
That's back in the bathroom. No.
Yeah, that's later. After the witch is coming, right? They're like, "Oh my god, the witch! The witch
is our back way out of here?" And then it's just it cuts to them just walking out.
They're just walking out of the fucking building.
Like, the witch being there had like no actual relevance.
Like,
they didn't. It's like this scene's dragging on. How do we get through this scene?
They don't really know that the witch is coming because they don't sense it or see it.
No, he does.
The guy who has it,
he
senses
he
knows
it.
He's coming. He
says that, and you see her like you see the misty bullshit that is the witch in the hallway, and then it's like the equivalent of those Scooby-Doo chase scenes, where like they're Scooby-Doo and co are like running through the halls. They open a door up, they close the door, the monster comes through, but it's just the monster.
It was just her slowly materializing to add like some urgency to the scene,
and then
to get them to leave.
There's no threat,
but then they like
nothing
nonchalantly just leave.
They just like they don't even you don't even see them leaving the abandoned warehouse.
Yeah, you don't even know
they're outside the next scene.
Yeah, you don't even know if they left through the front door of this abandoned morgue building or if they like escaped through the window thing that they came in
there was
the
like
first place.
any urgency they were trying to build was immediately just gone. They were just outside all of a sudden.
Well, that's because the witch was doing the Scooby-Doo thing in there by herself. She was just opening the doors and like going across the hall to the next door.
Apparently she can't see very well.
Where the
We're
fuck
going
are
to
they?
find out more about that later.
Yeah, she's a blind witch.
God damn it. Okay, so now they're out of more. What happens fucking next? I don't even know.
So after that,
they go back to the bathroom.
Go back to the bathroom that's been boarded up.
Yeah, it's got boards in the doorway.
So they wait until nighttime to go back, though, of course.
So so he like checks it out, and then he like takes the knife from the dude, and he looks at it, and then he like opens it up, and he's like, "There's a piece missing.
There's a piece
from this.
missing," and he looks inside the pipe that he found it in. Nothing's there, of course.
It's like, as if the dude would know that there was a piece missing. Like he shouldn't have even have known there was a knife in the first place.
And then anyways, I guess he hands the knife back to the guy. For some reason, the other guy has the knife again.
Yeah, he's like, hold on to this for me for a second while I check out this
and
stuff.
And then he stabs him, and the guy's
he's like, how much will you pay for power? And then he like stabs him with the fucking knife for some reason. And then he's like screaming through the witch. He's like,
what you told
I did what you wanted me to do.
Yeah. And then
he's sitting there starting to feel the effects of the magic knife.
And
then Jebediah and
real
team
powerful hallucinogen
burst into the bathroom.
Fucking Carriage and co come in. It's this guy, man. The guy who plays... Fuck, I don't even remember what his character's name was.
I don't either.
Shit, let me look.
No, it's not that guy.
It's got to be this guy. Was it Dexter?
Yeah, it was Dexter.
So Bill Moseley, the guy who plays Dexter in this movie, he looks ridiculous, man. He looks ridiculous.
He's like
got
a
this...
really skinny, gangly type guy, but with this really ridiculous chin strap going on that's like way too long.
Yeah, it's way too long. It's like triple what it should be. And he comes down here and he's got like,
it's like an Amish goatee.
That's exactly why we started
and he's
making
brandishing
the
his
Abner jokes.
Yeah, his main weapon is the butter churn, but it's like he just got it turned upside down, so he's got the churn part as the bat, the top part of the bat. He's gonna swing it, and that's how he's gonna kill the witch. I'm gonna kill her with saturated fats. I got my girls here. Mono unsaturated and poly unsaturated. This fucking cocks the fucking butter churn. Have you met my girls, Polly and Mono? Right there, already amazing. Much better movie. Yeah, that's the sound the gun makes when it goes off.
I'm gonna churn your butter.
I think you've turned it too much, Jebediah.
I'm gonna churn your fucking guts.
So he walks in with it. So it's always like these teams of 3, though. They always arrive in teams of 3.
Yeah, it's like, who the fuck are all these people in this movie? There's like randos getting killed, hiding this random sample thing.
And they don't seem to be too broken up about those first randos being dead either.
No, they don't care.
Like,
so, like, does
they don't
anyone know each other?
Throughout
Like,
the movie, they don't even explain whether or not they're connected in any way.
yeah, they just fucking happen to be drawn to this bathroom stall in Central Park.
And they both happen to have the same exact equipment.
Yeah, it's like the same team. It's like Squad B came down and found Carnby stabbed.
No,
and
it
fucked
was
up.
Squad B that got wiped, and then it was the A squad.
Oh, yeah,
that came in the old chin strap.
Yeah,
The
chin
old
strap
A-team.
and toe. Yeah, chin strap. You got the
Really
fucking-
tall German guy, I guess. I guess that's his ethnicity.
Yeah,
And then the daughter was there too, right? Because you always have to have 2 guys, 1 girl on each squad.
yeah. Oh, and then there's the black chick.
Yeah,
too.
the black chick was there.
Oh, she was there too.
Yeah, so it was 4 people.
Oh, she was just driving. She was just in the car.
Yeah, and then they have the scene where they're taking Carnby out of there, and
And
he's
they
bleeding.
put Sean Bean dude whatever out of his misery. They just pop him right there.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's
Oh.
like, "This is the best I could do for you."
Yeah, and the really, really weak gunshot. It was just like, pow.
Yeah, I still don't think Uwe Boll and anyone around him knows what a gun sounds like.
Oh, I mean,
Or
yeah,
does.
like they barely learned what shape bullets were in the fucking
Yeah.
last Alone in the Dark movie.
It's like, how do you think this gets out of the gun? It doesn't look the way it does when you put it in. Like, the projectile isn't the entire unit. It's not fucking a spring-loaded thing where it just launches it out at Mach speed.
I'm honestly surprised that they didn't have like when they were doing the slow-mo House of the Dead shit. Like they didn't have the shotgun shells just coming out of the shotgun.
It's like, so you know what a shotgun does, but you don't know what the other guns do. It's basically the same.
Yeah, it's the exact
It's just
same.
a bunch of slugs in the shotgun. That would have been amazing. It's just a fucking straight up shotgun shell flying through the air.
That's what a slug looks like, right?
Just devastates the guy, rips him to pieces after it hits.
And then it explodes.
Yeah, then the primer is activated. And
Oh man, that'd be fucking sweet.
yeah, so
The crimp is still just tightly crimped on the end. Oh.
God. That would have been great. I wish they would have done that. They had all day in that fucking first one, too. It was like a 20-minute slow-mo sequence. Should have done it.
Yeah, it's like a third of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. So after that, they put the dimebag Daryl out of his misery guy here, and they move on to Jebediah's house. And this is where they start talking some lore.
No. So when he got stabbed, I don't want to forget this part. He got stabbed. Apparently, a piece of the knife was stuck in him, and so as he was at the back of the car as they're driving, they're like, "Hey, feels like there's like, oh, we need to get this out. We need to do that right now." And so, because she was like sticking her fingers inside his knife wound and stuff,
Yeah.
in the back seat, and so they stopped driving to take him out so they can get another knife in there and pull out the piece, and then they finished driving back to the place.
Yeah.
Okay, so-
I loved watching her finger is gashed, though. That was something one of you guys said.
The knife is the most inconsistent prop they have in the movie.
Yeah, because at one point it's broken in half.
Yeah, the
it's
very
bent.
beginning, it's broken with like the tip off, and then like when they find out, like when they like pull it out and get the little piece out, it's just like a tiny little chip, like randomly on the side of the blade that was broken, right? But then they have scenes of the past with the same knife, and the chip that was supposed to have been in Edward Carnby was still missing from the knife, even in the past.
The knife exists in all times and all.
Yeah, it's
the obdurate knife.
The obdurate knife.
The knife. The knife just is.
The knife is obdurate. It doesn't want to be changed. It's the same.
Which doesn't make sense because the knife is constantly changing, which is the point.
That's true, yeah. It resists change, though. It wants to stay the same, and when you chip it once, it's chipped forever.
It does not fucking resist. I'm just saying, the knife is...
When you change the future, you change the
your
past.
perception of time. Your perception of time does not affect said knife. It just always is at all times.
Yeah, the knife doesn't know time.
So once
it
it chipped off into Edward Carnby, it was always chipped. And
Yeah.
that chip was always in Edward Carnby.
I think they accidentally broke the knife, and they just said, fuck it, we don't have money for another knife, let's just use the same one.
Or they just didn't notice and didn't care about continuity.
Well, how could you not notice it? You intentionally chipped the knife for Carnby. I mean, they must have filmed that stuff after.
They probably did. They just didn't care.
God damn.
They must have filmed all the stuff with Danny Trejo right at the beginning because they couldn't afford to pay him the rest of the movie.
Yeah, he was
And then
only
they-
in there for like, what, 5 minutes?
Yeah.
No, not even. He probably had a minute, 30 seconds of screen time.
Yeah, which is small compared to some of these people in this
Yeah.
fucking movie.
They had him playing such a small role where you hear him go, oh, okay, the Danny Trejo voice. So you never really heard it in the movie. He didn't really play a role besides
So he was just there
fiddling
for the
with the
token
generator.
appearance.
Yeah,
which
pretty
is
much.
totally what we want to do if we have it in a movie.
Yeah, just put him in there. And
But we
not
want him
really-
to say words and stuff. We want him to be like Danny Trejo to the max for the short amount of time we can have him.
Guys,
Yeah.
We should make Machete 3.
Oh, Machete 3.
I don't know, man.
I think
Machete in space.
we could start a Patreon or
I need that movie.
Crowdfunding.
a crowdfunding thing for it so he can actually make it.
We did have enough from Joe's last crowdfunding for his movie to hire Danny Trejo for
Just
a couple days.
See, we needed that money. He needed the money for the entire movie, whereas he made enough money just to hire Danny Trejo for a day. And so what it would have turned out to being would have us just hanging out with Danny Trejo for a day, and that's it. And maybe put that on film.
I wonder how mad he would be if we just wanted to play poker or something.
I don't know if he'd be mad or if he'd be like, "Yeah, I'll play poker with you guys for a day for $5,000."
Fuck yeah, dude.
I want to see what his fee is. I want to see what Danny Trejo's fee is. $20K.
Whoa,
I don't know if that was what it was at the time.
that's like booking him to that's just to book him. Yep, that's just to book him to have him inside your film. That's not even like craft services and stuff like that.
Let's see what the budget. Let's choose.
You have to pay for him to get there too.
$200K and above. That should start in the opposite layer. Yeah, I thought we had enough for Danny Trejo, but I guess we don't. We didn't. Damn.
That hurts.
That was a Joe thing. I believed him. I was lied to.
Lied to. But apparently, like if you have a decent budget for a film, like a small film, you can get Danny Trejo.
Yeah, he'll go if you pay his fee. That's his thing, you know. Sad role, though. Danny Trejo not really part of the movie. And he's only there like after the halfway point and then through the 2/3 part, then he's dead. But once you get to Jebediah's house, we start learning that Carnby is getting visions and seeing stuff from the past because of the little chip.
You're going to see visions.
Yeah, and Jebediah, of course, tells us this. And the Dolph Lundgren-esque German guy is set to watch Carnby and plug him in the head if he
looks into the mirror.
Yeah, if he looks into a mirror, which...
The mirror inside his vision.
Yeah, even inside it, which he looks at like 30 times, by the way. He's constantly looking at
Don't
this
look
mirror.
at this mirror. I'm going to fucking look at this mirror.
And nothing's going to happen because this is because magic isn't real. Fucking losers.
He's like, you looked into the mirror, didn't you?
None of that made sense, like, at all. They didn't explain why that was the case. And he's like, the mirror in your visions.
If she sees you in the mirror,
how could they possibly
she will
tell?
know where you're at.
They like look at his eyes to see like if he did it, and then they're like, no, he didn't do it. And then freaking old Jebediah comes into his room and he's like, you looked in the mirror. I know you did. He's like, well, but you just said that he didn't. Like a scene before. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't really understand what the fuck's going on, but this witch is
They don't
coming.
explain fucking anything outside of the
And
fact that
in
there
these-
is a witch.
in
That is
these-
the only thing that has been explained
And then
the
every
entire
time,
movie.
every time he has one of these visions, it's just the same scene of this old guy crouching towards
Yeah.
and goes, "Where is the knife?" And that's basically the vision. And then he sort of sees the witch in the mirror,
Yeah.
and she's on the ground, and then she doesn't really do anything besides.
And it's funny because like
I
when
think she says something. I can't quite remember what she says. It's just like something to the effect of "I see you" or something like that.
Yeah, I see you.
I saw it.
somebody asks him, like, I can't remember when in the movie, somebody asked him like what he saw in the vision, and he like explained shit that like was never seen by us when we saw his visions.
A palantir is a dangerous tool, Sarman. You never know who might be watching. The hour is later than you think. That's not the only Lord of the Rings-esque thing, though. That is kind of a good point, though. It is kind of similar to that, where it's like, if you look in the mirror, you're putting on the ring, and the witch knows where you are, and will then come find you to take the fucking knife back. And then right after this, the witch starts coming, right?
We don't even know what the witch wants to do with the knife.
Yeah, I don't fucking understand it.
Her connection to the knife is loose at best, because then they're like, oh, well, the thing that fits inside
why
it
is
is
the-
like a piece of her heart.
Well, so do we find out
And-
about that later? Because don't we have that fight that happens in Jebediah's house?
I think they
first?
mention it like right before that, and then they also say something about how like their family is connected to the witch somehow.
Yeah, the witch hates their family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the witch
But
just hates their family.
that's
yeah.
like it. That's the only explanation.
And so-
but then like you have differing things of like they're like, oh, well, the witch is after the knife, and then it's like, oh, well, the witch is coming after the chick, and it's like, well, which one is it?
both.
It's both.
Anyways, so since he looked in the mirror, the witch finds out where they're at and starts attacking the house. They go into light mode where they turn on all the UV lights, I guess, outside, because apparently the witch can't stand the light. Which
Well, they got to bring in the old guy first, though.
Huh?
They bring in the
Did
old
they
guy
bring
first.
the old dude first, Abner?
Yeah, because like in
Yeah.
the house fight, her dad dies, and
Yeah.
before that's when he's like,
Yeah.
I fucking hate Abner, but we got to bring him in. So yeah, they bring in Abner, the other Amish guy that somehow is immune to witchcraft and has defeated the witch sometime in the past, somehow, which they never explain like at all. And then so they bring him in there to get assistance, and that's
'Cause
basically
apparently
it.
He knows more about the occult and what to do. He's like, we gotta call in the badass, who's like only kind of sorta.
Yeah, that's an old guy, and the girl goes and visits, and it's this big thing where she sells him on, and he's like, I leave the occult alone, and the occult leaves me alone. And then he handles the knife without any protection, and she's like, don't do it, it'll curse you. And he's like, I don't believe in the curse. And so like his
It was
disbelief
no, he literally
keeps him-
says that like he's immune to witchcraft.
Yeah,
which
he's
is like how
I know.
the fuck are you immune to witchcraft?
It's easy. You just have to say, "Oh, this is just a bunch of
Is it-
bullshit."
is it like-
it no longer affects you?
Is it like with poison, where you like slowly inoculate yourself to certain kinds of poison? He's been like cursing himself for
Yeah,
years
just
with witchcraft, so he's like
light
not
curses.
affected.
No, what I think is going to happen, and especially with the last few scenes of the movie, I think he is also served with the witch. I think that's what you're going to find that out in Alone in the Dark 3.
Fuck
The movie that we make is that he's secretly the witch.
I mean, there's that scene at the end. He's like, dude, yes. His little yes at the end.
Yeah,
But that's jumping way far ahead.
But yeah, we also have to tie in, like, if we did make Alone in the Dark 3, we'd have to tie in this movie with, like, the previous movie somehow. So we'd have to, like, combine the hive creatures with the witch.
I don't like it. No.
The hive creatures.
Otherwise, we've just, like, retconned the first movie completely.
You mean like this one?
I mean, yeah, like this movie, but we gotta but if we're gonna continue the second movie and just like completely ignore the first, I don't like that.
Yeah. Well, I think the most important part about this is that, similar to the first movie, there is a generator in this movie as well, and it plays a key component. So the witch starts coming, and they all get in.
She don't stop coming.
She don't stop coming, yeah. And they get in their little chicken coop, and
they
they've
hit
got
the ground running.
God.
Oh, boy.
But yeah, she starts showing up. They've got the generator on. They've got these high-power beams going. They've got a bunch of guns.
Oh, yeah, because her only weakness is light, but for some fucking reason, like,
I mean, only kind of, sort of.
Yeah, it's like only kind of, sort of, but at the same time, like, in Alone in the Dark 1 and in Alone in the Dark 2, both the creatures that are weak to light become immune to it at a certain point of the movie.
Anyways, all the beams come on. She's trapped outside, right? But they're all scared. And then she grabs some fucking shears and cuts the power main to the house outside.
Yeah.
And the power in the house goes out, and then they have to wait for the ripcord generator downstairs to automatically turn on by itself when the power goes out.
Yeah, and it starts rattling along, and it doesn't quite make it,
until it kind of makes it, but then shuts off again real soon afterwards.
Yeah, so they know there's a problem with the generator. So they send the generator repair team out, which is Danny Trejo and
Jebediah. I don't even know what his Dexter. Dexter's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's like their family name, but it like never says, I think, what his like actual name is.
I don't know.
Because I'm pretty sure they said like her family name was the Dexters.
Yeah, but IMDb lists one of them as Dexter.
So it just goes by his last name and has no first name.
It's just Jebediah. He's embarrassed.
Am Dexter.
Yeah. So they go out. The witch comes. The witch takes Danny Trejo away, kills him, and then like we see Jebediah.
How does Trejo die again?
The witch just like goes for his face, and he just gets knocked down and like destroyed.
Yeah, and then somehow that scene with him down next to the generator, Dexter gets a rebar to go through his leg. I don't like.
Yeah, he falls to the ground.
Somehow connected to the power line too.
Somehow.
And then as he's like having his emotional like, I'll see you guys, like, oh my god.
So anyways, they're like, don't do it. And he's like trying to pull the ripcord, but he can't get an actual good pull on it for starting the generator.
And then the final thing is he's holding onto the ripcord.
Yeah.
And the witch just rips him away, and then
she pulls him like at the same speed that he's been pulling the generator. So like it really shouldn't have worked, but it does.
No, but he couldn't get a full pull off. Is what it was. He couldn't actually.
It's just the full pull. You don't need like a good pull. You just need a full. pull.
She did pull him off pretty steadily though. It was like a good steady pull that was with the full length of ripcord because he held on to it. Until he was pulled away and pulled off somewhere.
It's a really
I'm glad that she really pulled him off.
Yeah, she did yank him off real good to get the generator going, and the lights came back on, but they don't do what they're supposed to do anymore because we cut back upstairs into the chicken coop area with the girl. She has a squad automatic weapon chambered in 5.56, aiming down the hallway. And lights are going, but the witch still just kind of floats her way down the hallway.
Yeah,
guns aren't effective.
And then they're like, "It's the tracer bullet. She can see him."
Oh, it's like So he finds out that she can see the light from the bullets, the tracer rounds. She can follow the gun, and it's like I guess she can smell the metal too. I guess because first of all, she does this weird little thing. I think she kills the black girl upstairs inside the chicken coop because the gun's not effective. But then downstairs, back with the daughter and Carnby, he like does this whole thing where the good guy sneaks up on the friend and does the hand over the mouth so they don't cry out, and he holds her close. He's like, "You gotta Trust me, it's the guns that she can see. She can see the
Yeah.
guns.
So he tosses the gun
And so the
out.
witch is getting all creepily close, like Smeagol there in the corner. You see them huddling
Oh,
together.
yeah. She's like right
And
next to them.
It's like he slowly slowly pulls the gun away and tosses it. And the witch, she like looks at the gun. She can like see the gun, but then he slowly pull up the knife, and he slowly puts his hand over the knife.
He
And
puts
then
his hand on the fucking blade, is like holding it, like that's gonna keep him safe.
And the witch is like, "Oh, I can't sense the knife anymore.
Yeah.
Go away."
It's that scene that's cool in theory from Lord of the Rings, where like the ring wraiths, Frodo's on the road and like everyone else is like messing around talking about like what all the stuff they just stole or whatever, and then for the road like it's all like and fucked up. And he's like, off the road, off the road now.
Maybe it has something to do with the fucking radioactive shot that the Abner gave the guy Carnby to his gums.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah,
the sinus
that
was bad. Yeah, it's gross.
For some reason, he had to stick like a 4-inch needle right, so it's like right above it's where the roots of your teeth end, but then like right below the sinus on his right side of his cheek, and just fucking sticks that needle all the way in back through the bone into like the bottom half of his skull, right? Like I think right above the roof of his mouth is where it would.
Yeah, it's like fucking
really
any
weird
longer.
Place to give someone a shot.
Any longer, and you're gonna hit my fucking spinal column. Like, I'm gonna be dead.
I guess there's like
sever it.
some sort of radioactive thing that hides him from the witch, and so I guess that's why he's able to put his hand over the knife to hide the knife from the witch.
Yeah, but it's a stupid scene though, because
It is
like,
a
just like
fucking-
the ring race, they're like,
she's literally right next to them. If she like turned her head even like 2 degrees, she would have seen him.
Yeah,
it's like I'm drawn to the ring of power. I know that it's here. I can sense that someone wants to put it
He's like,
on.
Get up super close. I can hide you from the witch.
But
She
then
can't
they
see me.
But then, yeah, someone covers up the ring from Frodo. Sam stops him from putting it on. He stops the blade from being visible, and then they're
Maybe
like,
the ring wraith, sensed, I guess, the fear from Frodo. I guess, or maybe the ring, and was sending a call out to Frodo in the ring to make Frodo put it on, so the ring wraith would know exactly where he's at.
I don't know. It's a dumb scene though, because they're like, oh, something's over here. They get right next to the thing, and then they're like, yeah, let's go check somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then they just completely abandon that location and go fucking hunt elsewhere. Same exact scene in this movie.
Get on your bikes and ride.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get on your Nazgul and ride.
I want to ride my dragons. Well, they are the Nazgul, though. That's the
I
thing.
like to ride my Nazgul.
What they ride drakes or something though, right? Isn't that what they ride? What
Yeah.
yeah,
The Nazgul are the ring wraiths.
yeah.
No. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. They could ride other Nazgul, though.
Oh,
They're all men, but, you know, fuck it. Yeah.
Wait,
it's
what else are they gonna do?
Stupid scene, though. Dumb. And then they kind of escape. Most of the cast is dead by this point. It's just old man.
Like, yeah, they all die in that one scene.
Pretty much, yeah. We've got German guy, big German guy, Carnby.
They're
daughter.
called Hellhawks or
And-
Nazgul birds.
It's kind of weird because it kind of feels like that's where the movie was going to end a little bit, because like they defeat her, air quotes, with the freaking generator turning on, like all the lights, and she like freaks out and disappears.
Yeah,
But
no
then they're
emotional
like, oh,
generator, though.
She's actually not dead. We now have to have like another half hour of the movie.
Yeah.
So
Which
the-
lady?
Shit, what
No.
happens? What happens after the house scene now? Where do they go?
They go back to Abner for help, and they like stay in his house.
Yeah, and then
And-
we have that weird scene where the girl like pulls the knife out.
Yeah,
she
and
gets
she
that
has like the
shield
energy
over.
bubble. Yeah,
I don't know what the fuck was going on there.
yeah, none of that made sense.
But it happened, and they shot through it, and they pulled the girl away. And Carnby crawls out of the house in this weird scene where he's like just going outside. And then, he keeps getting these flashbacks to like dude at a grave site, and so they go to the grave, and they like find the witch, and then they fucking wait until the witch like forms back into her body, basically. For some reason, the witch is like creeping around in the bushes, you know, and they're like just investigating this gravestone and like Carnby's freaking out. And then the girl ends up stabbing the witch when the witch's body like materializes in the real world instead of just being like the dead body. And then for some reason, that makes the soul of the witch go into or become one with the soul of the girl, the main girl in the movie.
Yeah. She ended up putting one of the heart pieces into the knife and creating a force field of some sort too at one point.
Yeah, and so they had to like pull it out, and then they shot it with like magic bullets driven from the Holy Grail.
So,
oh yeah, that's right.
So
the Holy
so
Pestle.
Abner's wife somehow makes this poultice or whatever it is, this green goop out of her pestle.
Looks like the slime from the Nickelodeon channel.
And yeah, it's like green goop, and then he dips his bullets into it.
Yeah, he like gives him a real good swirl
like,
in there.
That's
and
great
then
for the
loads
gun.
up.
That's gonna be lovely.
And I don't know how it doesn't burn off, or I don't know.
Fuck it, they don't know how guns work. It came out as a solid bullet. It just chucks him at it like it's like you would throw a dart. That's how bullets come out of guns.
Now,
right?
why not pour the green goop on the witch?
That's a good point. They have enough of it. They've got a nice little supply.
Anyway, so
yeah, they get out of there. They get out of the house. Then they go to the cemetery, stab the witch, and then they come back later. And this is when it's revealed that the girl is like one.
But
with
we're
the witch,
forgetting
right?
like the whole thing where they go into the lab itself.
Oh, you're right.
And
the
he gets
fucking
and Carnby
lab.
gets stuck at the door because
they find the map and they find out where
her lair is.
lab
But they're
is,
like,
yeah.
you know, like the reason why she can come in and out now is because this shift that has shifted. Like she can get out through the sewers, which they then leave through the sewers themselves, and then they're in Central Park again. Like and then they find out the witch is located inside some sort of brick wall that's outside somewhere, that she's been chained up inside the brick wall. And so the girl had to stab the brick wall with the knife. The brick wall to kind of like disappears. It's like more of like a cobblestone wall. And then they see the witch chained up there, and then they stab the witch with the knife. And then later, that's when we cut back to Abner's place again. And it's like, wait, we didn't kill her. We freed her.
Yeah, Abner finally realizes that they freed the witch, and then he's
ending
trying.
2 right there, by the way.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Another.
Now they're heading for ending 3.
And of course, the German guy died in the laboratory down below because
Yeah.
he wasn't able to get under the doorway.
You don't see how he dies.
Yeah, he just gets gored, I guess.
Let's not even talk about how they totally could have all snuck underneath the door. In the first
Yeah,
part.
plenty of space.
Yeah, it was this fucking Titanic
And then he
2.0.
fucking goes he goes and just finds a door, a car jack, like one of those cheap car jacks. Like, hey, how do we open this door? Oh, hey, do you have like a car jack in your car real fast? Oh, yeah, that'd probably work for this scene. And he like kind of sort of lifts the door up high enough for him to sneak his foot through, but I don't know.
Well, the other good part about that is like the door was it only opens like part way. And then the chick is like, I'm the only one who could fit through that. And it's like, bitch, the fucking Asian dude is like just as big as you are. Like, he could fit under that door, too.
He's fit. He could snake through right there. Yeah.
But then they're like, no, only she can for some reason. And so she goes in there while they're trying to figure out how to get the door open more so they can get in there, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they sneak out through the sewers somehow. Like, you don't even see how.
Yeah, they just like are like, we got to get out of here, and then they're coming out of a sewer pipe.
Yeah, they pull a moored
And then
from the
then
earlier.
they somehow
part
right
of the-
outside of the sewers. That's where the witch's body was, inside the cobblestone wall.
Convenient.
Yeah.
And then they stab a witch. Oh, we freed her. Now we're cutting back to Abner's cabin, which is just someone's like fucking cabin that they filmed at. Like, hey, can we film at your cabin?
Yeah. Does anyone on the cast own a cabin? You? Okay. Can we film there?
Anyways, as they're making this realization of we freed her, the girl is outside just wandering. Ha ha ha! I'm in the trees, wandering. Life is good. And then somehow becomes possessed by the spirit of the witch. You don't actually like see that happen.
Yeah.
Because that would be like, I don't know.
And then the
It
two
would make
guys
sense.
come running out, and they see her like slumped over next to a tree. They pick her up. Well, they see her slumped down the tree, and the guy's like resting his hand on his rifle with the barrel pointing in his face. Anyone who owns a gun
Knows to not do
knows
that.
not to like fucking point the barrel of the gun at your face.
Yeah, and the girl becomes possessed and pulls the trigger on the gun, and it blasts part of the guy's face
Yeah,
off.
just
Like-
grazes him real good all the way up the side of his face.
yeah, he falls down. She plugs
He
one
deserved
in his
it,
gut.
by the way, for pointing the barrel at his face.
Yeah, that's what you get for being stupid. And then the funny thing is the girl like gets super possessed, and she's evil, and she's like pushing. She points the gun at Carnby, but she points it like at his cheek, like in a way that's like pushing his head
Well,
around.
she was using the barrel of the gun to push him.
to prod him, and then like when she's pointing it at him, she's like got it on his cheek. She's not interested in killing you. She's just interested in
she's
grazing.
trying to seduce him at this point.
She's trying to graze and then like wound.
She's
you know?
like, I know you want to see the full ritual, and like I'll do things for you that she never would.
Wait, never. And then she starts mounting.
Please
and I was
go
like,
on.
Are we going to see some titties? And then, of course, no.
And then somehow, so after like she like stands up and like this is what happened. She's like, give me the knife, and so he like pretends like to start to hand her the knife. And he like lazily tosses it behind him and behind the tree.
Yeah.
He's like, stupid fool. And she like kind of moseys her way on over to where the knife's at.
Yeah, and then we get the most awkwardly acted and movement looking scene where Carnby like comes up behind her and fucking puts her head in this
Like
barrel
a
of
rain
water.
barrel.
Yeah.
It's like for some reason she like moses her way. Like he sees his chance to then like stick her head in the rain barrel.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what just fucking happened? Why is the rain barrel there? And why does she not resist him trying to drown her in a fucking barrel?
Yeah, so he drowns her ass, and then he
And
like
the old
has
guy's
second.
like, wait, longer. Abner is always like, longer. Let her be in there longer. Make sure she's dead.
Wait till the feet stop kicking.
And then,
You know?
and then he's trying after she gives like she's dying, and he's like. And he's trying to resuscitate her. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, we knew she had to die in order for the witch to die. And he's like, wait, use the knife. Yes, use the knife. And he's like so persistent about using the knife. He's like, it doesn't destroy the body. It doesn't kill the body. It kills the soul.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, somehow that's better.
Yeah, you're just gonna kill her immortal soul.
And then Carnby grabs a knife, and as the knife is plunging down, you see the old man's like, yes, before it's even happened. And then and then as soon as he stabs her with the knife, she's like somehow 100% fine.
Yeah, she like wakes up. She's like, she slaps him and is like, "Don't ever do that again."
She's trying to be cheeky at that point. Don't ever do that again.
Yeah, I want you to stab me somewhere else.
And then they all get up, and then Carnby's supporting the girl, and then he goes over to the old guy to support him as well, and does this weird like fucking move and puts his arm around like the opposite side of his neck. It's like really fucking weird. And then the very next scene after he does this, he has the guy's arm. His arm's not around the guy's neck anymore. He's like trying like kind of like holding his
it's like
hand,
under
arm type
him.
of
Yeah.
thing. And then he does the same fucking arm around the opposite side of the neck move again later as they're walking away.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah, shit, forgot we had to be doing this.
Yeah.
And they're all just kind of walking away, and then the slow pan back towards the knife, which glows the gold color.
Yeah, why would you leave the knife?
Yeah, but that also kind of implies that the witch is still
like,
alive, and that
She's
basically
in the
just
knife.
undermines the entire movie.
Yeah, so they're back to square one.
Which is why this is where my theory comes in, where Abner is actually a servant of the witch. Which is why he can hold the knife.
Is immune to witchcraft.
Which is why he's like weird about like, yes, keep drowning her, like don't resuscitate her.
He's got
stab
like
her with the knife.
You look back and he's got this fucking massive boner. Just his pants are like ripping around this dick, you know.
Jesus.
He's like, hold her in there a little longer. Yeah. Stab her with the knife, kill her soul. Kill the vicious soul. It won't hurt her body, it'll kill her fucking soul.
I think
his
he
voice
meant the
gets all
witch's soul
deep.
because apparently when the witch took over her body, it was like unclear as to whether or not the witch's like the girl's soul still there or not.
Yeah.
Is that
the
part's
witch
unclear?
At one point she's like, the girl's still in here a little
somewhere.
bit. But I am taking over. And then
And then
Abner
he stabs her, and it kills the witch's soul, but not the girl's soul.
But then the knife doesn't actually work because then it glows.
No, it just absorbs the witch's soul, so the witch's soul
Instead
is now
of killing
in the
her.
knife. Is the witch's soul in the knife, or is the witch pretending to be the girl, and the girl's soul's in the knife?
I think the witch's soul is in the knife, and now it's back to square one, because square one was the witch's soul in the knife.
But now the
And
witch
the
and the
guy
knife
was-
are united, which was what she wanted to have the knife. Like, why did she even want to have the knife? Like, what was
It's
the
never
know.
explained. I don't
The
know.
knife and the witch are
I don't even know
interconnected.
how like they need
Like,
why
when
they
she-
needed.
when the witch got the knife, what was the point? What was she going to do with the fucking knife? And why did they put like little tidbits of her heart in the knife handle?
Yeah, nothing in this plot is explained at all. That is like nothing.
I am left with more questions
Yeah.
than answers at the end of it, which leads me to think there's going to be Alone in the Dark 3
Well, there
Yeah.
won't
at some
be,
point.
but yeah.
Why not, Craig?
I just
What
don't-
if
I
someone
just don't
comes out
think
with Alone in the
that's gonna
Dark
happen.
3 and actually makes like a very fucking legitimate movie out of it?
Out of like the mess that they've already had,
Yeah.
like one of the worst movies ever made, and then whatever piece of shit we watched. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know if that's even possible.
Well, anyways, that's Alone in the Dark 3. We made it sound like there's more substance to the movie than there really is, but like we didn't. I think we talked about everything there is to actually talk about the movie. We didn't forget anything, didn't leave anything out. There's
Yeah.
nothing.
How
There's
was
nothing to
Alone
the
in
movie.
the Dark 3 going to happen in 2006 when Alone in the Dark 2 came out in 2008?
You know, that's a good question. It's a great question.
I think so too.
Is it a prequel?
Like, did they mean the game or? Because I actually don't know how many Alone in the Darks there were when they made that movie.
Oh, I think there's a fake trailer. It says Alone in the Dark 3 trailer coming to theaters on January 48th. Directed by St. Pete Box, based on Ooble. So there might be like a weird random fan one of 3, but yeah, we could make 3. I honestly, yeah, it's like I made this joke about another movie trailer that we watched, and it was fucking Rooster. What was it?
The Were-Rooster?
Were-Rooster. And I was like, this is a movie that Joe could make if he ever was able to get a girl to take her top off for him in any situation, let alone in a movie. But it's worse. So, like, this movie is another one that's worse. Like,
This one didn't even have tits, so like, it is a movie that Joe could do easily.
yeah, and it's like it's not good. I don't understand how this game came to be. To be honest, I don't get it. It's just not great. It's just not great. We got Asian Carnby, which was interesting. Doesn't really bug me, I guess. It's weird that it went from Christian Slater to this guy.
Yeah, and that's a very odd casting choice.
But the story...
He didn't even have, like, the long coat. That was, like, the character design of the game. Yeah. It's like he had to have long hair and the fucking... and the overcoat.
Long coats. That's what he wears.
That's what's in.
That's what he does.
What was the budget for this film?
You know what? I don't see a budget on the Wikipedia.
Because how much did
it
it
was
make
a
in
direct-to-video
DVD sales?
thing.
Yeah. How much did it make on video sales?
It doesn't say that either. Let me see.
Wait. What was that? But hold on. Go back to the Wikipedia. All right. There's like a top line right there about something with Best Buy.
Oh, the film was released.
Okay, an American Blu-ray release was sold exclusively by Best Buy. So it wasn't even released here until Best Buy got the rights for the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Let me see if I can find something online about the movie sales. I don't think I will, but...
So, it's a German-made movie, so they probably only did it for the... Oh, wait, no. Because the taxes thing, they got rid of that in 2006. It's unfortunate. He didn't even make money, like half the money back. That's probably why he didn't do it.
That's why he only produced.
Yeah, that's why he only produced, because he couldn't get half the money back via taxes.
Yeah, maybe. Oh man, we should have got we should have watched the unrated.
This is an unrated.
Yeah. The movie not very well received. Pretty low scores overall. I think the Rotten Tomatoes. What is it, like an 11 or something?
I don't know what the
it's
Rotten
11.
Tomatoes was. Yeah.
Which
is 10% higher than its predecessor. So,
do you guys think this movie is better than Alone in the Dark?
God. They're equally as bad for different reasons.
Yeah, okay, so, like, this movie has, like, a direction, I guess.
But, like,
it answers no questions and has no setup whatsoever. It's just like,
And the one
There's-
thing you can say
there's a
about this is
witch.
that there's no blatant continuity errors, and there's no blatant actors
because they don't fucking
moving when
care
they're
about the
supposed to be
previous
dead.
movie.
Yeah.
So
She starts to get up, man.
Yeah, the generator scene isn't as heart-wrenching in this one.
Oh no!
This
There's
one's-
no emotional connection to the generator.
this one is
What the
also
fuck?
this one is also better acted, which is sad.
No,
You think so?
I do.
Dude, I don't know.
I think a majority of it is, which is sad.
I think some of the lines they delivered were extremely wooden. Like
They are.
Oh, yeah.
They are.
like Abernathy or whatever, his wife.
But we
like,
literally
fuck?
said the best acted part was the emotional attachment to a fucking generator.
That was the best acted part.
And if that's the
there was
best,
more
if that's
emotion
the
packed
fucking
into that
peak,
scene than anything else
then
out
I
of the
think
movie.
I think overall I think it's better acted, even if it's only by like
That actor,
little bit.
That's the man in his generator. That actor alone just packed all the emotion to the movie.
yeah.
You have him like being underappreciated and overworked, and his general annoyance and frustration, and then you finally have him excited over fixing the issue to have it taken away from him. The real emotion in his voice.
Yeah, but I mean,
He deserves that.
the thing for
he deserves
the,
recognition
for
for
the
that
Alone
part
in the
he
Dark,
played.
though, is like it has comedy, even if it's not meant to be there, and like they have an actual plot. They're like, oh, okay, well, there are bad guys, and they're trying to release these monster things. That's the fucking plot.
Yeah.
For the plot of Alone in the Dark 2, you have no idea what the fuck it is. You just know that there's a witch.
There's a witch,
and she's
bad.
coming.
and she coming, Lord, she coming.
And that's it. That's the fucking plot of Alone in the Dark 2. You have no idea what's happening. There's no connection between any of the characters whatsoever because it doesn't explain jack shit. And that's it. There's like they're both
it's a bad
shit.
movie. They're both bad.
Yeah, there's
I can't say which one's worse.
You know what's amazing though? The guy who played the generator dude from Alone in the Dark is in multiple movies that we're about to watch.
yeah.
Yeah, so his
Fucking
standout
nice.
his standout performance landed him a role in Blood Rain. Landed him a role in
Blood Rain's our next one.
I guess he's in Spider-Man 3, uncredited. In the Name of the King, a Dungeon Siege Tale.
Oh, we are going to watch that.
Postal, Blood Rain 2, Far Cry.
God, he's in like everything we're going to watch.
Yeah, Uwe Boll knows this man's quality.
And
I
it
guess
just
he
doesn't
was,
put him in like leading roles.
I guess he was in
Well,
Deadpool 2.
in the Name of the King or whatever, it said he was a general.
Yeah.
So he got promoted from when he was in Alone in the Dark.
Your
Yeah.
work with generators is just fascinating.
Yeah, he'll be there. It's sad because he's in 2005's White Noise.
He's
I
also in
watched that
Stargate
movie.
SG-1, Stargate Atlantis, in the Stargate universe.
I actually watched White
Fucking
Noise.
as who? I don't recognize that guy at all, and I've seen all three of those shows.
He kind of seems familiar to me, and I watched Stargate before.
I watched the Star.
Is he just like a background guy?
For-
Is that like his thing, his jam?
Yeah, well, clearly he's a background guy. I mean, yeah. So sad.
Very sad.
I think as far as ranking the sequels against each other, I think I'm putting this one at the bottom. House of the Dead 2 was way more
As far
fun.
as sequels go, yeah, this one goes to the bottom.
I also,
I mean, that's your only movie to rank so far for this subcategory. But
Low.
I also would say that this movie, I think it's less fun to watch than Alone in the Dark, personally. So I kind of put it lower, even though it might technically be better as far as like being a movie. So, yeah.
yeah, maybe, I don't know. They're both fucking awful. Yeah, House of the Dead 2 is better, if only because it's funnier to watch.
Yeah, House of the Dead 2 has some good stuff in there.
Good old sticky fingers.
Yeah,
Sticky fingers.
Sticky fingers. He made that movie. Without him, there is no House of the Dead 2. I'll tell you that. Overall, though, not really worth your time necessarily.
No.
Even though it's free.
Even
And it's only an hour and a
it's
half.
free, but it's unless you really want to. I feel like it's a waste of time to watch. Craig
Yeah.
fell asleep.
I did.
I was struggling.
Yeah, I was awake, surprisingly.
Yeah, but you were gone for like large portions of it to go to the bathroom a
Yeah,
few
just
times.
taking a piss. I was
Large
like,
prostate affecting you. Right?
yeah, all that caffeine, man. Caffeine, I gotta piss fast after drinking caffeine. It's crazy. But, yeah, normally I'll hold it, but I'm like, man, there's no need to hold it for this movie. Like,
There's no development scene to scene.
Why should I be moderately discomforted?
There's nothing you really would have missed.
Yeah, exactly. So skip it, I'd say, unless you want to watch all the movies with us. Then enjoy it. It's on Amazon Prime for free. So if you have Prime and an hour and a half that you want to just throw
you
piss
just
into
want
the
to waste
wind,
away.
yeah, you don't care about so much that you want to suffer through it. Perfect opportunity. Alone in the Dark 2. Guys, that'll be it for this, I think. Oh, we have some polls, right? We have some data. Some
data.
Some data from the old poly polls.
Oh, well, I mean, okay, so Shovel Knight won the indie game votes, and we had a tie for Cameron and I's next game, so we had to put up another vote.
Pokemon Pikachu.
Let's go Pikachu,
which will be over by the time this comes out, probably.
I'll put it out tonight, just to guys.
I mean, okay, but I don't know how many people are going to listen to it by that time. But yeah, go ahead.
So, guys, here's the thing: we have a choice in front of us, and
we
there
don't
are
have
two.
a choice, but I'll let you continue.
There are two paths.
We don't really.
There are two paths we can take here. We can take the path of darkness. The path of handouts, the path of all of these things, all of this wonderful gameplay, great reviews, the path of nostalgia, the past, with Let's Go Pikachu. A game
All right, I'm
known.
going to interrupt you real quick twice. We have not reviewed a Pokemon game on
game
the show.
known.
And you two haven't really played Pokemon games.
I played Blue and Gold and Gray or Silver all the time back in the day.
Gray is not a game.
It's Silver, but it looked gray. Mine did.
It's Silver.
You guys have a choice.
Silver's different.
You have a choice to make. You can choose the easy way out, the Let's Go Pikachu, or you can choose the hard way, the gritty way, the way of the future, the way we rise up and become stronger through Alice Madness Returns.
I don't know how we would rise stronger.
So the real
it's
question
supposed to be a decent
is
game.
because we had a tie between Alice and Let's Go Pikachu Eevee. Do we want to just pick out of the two as hosts, or do we want to respect our revote that we had between the two games? And I think the answer here is quite obvious, because we were letting the listeners vote before, and a tie broke out. So we let the listeners vote between the tie, which is exactly what we did and what we should do, and the listeners have spoken.
Well, they still have some time to speak. It still has 19 hours left on the poll as of right now. Guys, get on Twitter. You can follow the show at Nude Clan Podcast. That's where you can find all the votes, all the information on the show, anything we're doing, any of these challenges. Thank you all to those who've joined me for the Big Four of Thrash Challenge. I'm at a bit of a standstill because there's an Anthrax album out there that you can't stream anywhere. It's just gone. So I'm going to have to go buy this fucking album to listen to it to rank it against the others. Very
It better be
disappointed.
gold for how hard it's to...
It's insane.
But it most likely is going to be really bad, which is why you can't stream it.
Probably. Probably. But it's weird. Almost all their other ones are streamable from YouTube or Spotify. But this one, nowhere. It's just gone. It's like they tried to wipe it clean, like annihilate it from existence. So thank you all for that. Still doing the Resident Evil / survival horror challenge.
What's the album name?
I can't remember. It's like their...
Wiped it even from your mind.
9th album, 9th or 10th? I think it's their 10th.
So it's a somewhat newer album, and it's just gone?
Yeah, it's just not available anywhere. It's weird, and like it's fragmented on YouTube. There are some songs that I can listen to, but it's not a full album. It's like a bunch of them have been blocked by the...
And you can't buy it on, like, Google Play or anything?
Oh, I
It's
didn't
not
look
available
for
there?
Google Play. I just looked at like YouTube and streaming.
Oh.
So, but thanks for joining me for that. We have a couple more plugs. You guys can support the show. It's a wonderful show. You guys love us. We love you. We would love you to help us along. You know, we got a lot of expenses when it comes to the business. The more money we have, the more great things we can give away. Speaking of, we're going to have a secret giveaway in a little while. along with a secret review. Stay tuned for that. But if you want to support us, patreon.com/NudeClan Gaming. That's where you can support the podcast directly. You can drop us a couple bucks in our PayPal account. It's the link on our website, nudeclan.net, if you'd rather do a direct donation. You can also go through our Amazon link, subscribe, or click through that link, buy all your shit on Amazon. Doesn't cost you a thing. We get a small but appreciated kickback from that each month. Twitch.tv/NudeClan Gaming. You can follow us there. You can subscribe to us there. Your Twitch, if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch sub to hand out, and who better than us, who don't stream very often,
Yeah.
to hand that out to. We really appreciate that. You can tweet me at UFF Podcast.
Me at Obsidian Bar.
Me and Nude Clan Cam.
You can follow our other shows. We have a Dragon Quest podcast titled A Puff Puff Hour. You guys can go over there, listen to all your Dragon Quest stuff. You guys have like 9 or 10 episodes now.
Something like that.
They're working on Dragon Quest 9 and then Dragon Quest 11, the new one. I have another show. It's called A Song of Schweiss and Johnson, where we discuss Game of Thrones, the TV show, in preparation for the final season of Game of Thrones. So join us over there. Ultima Final Fantasy, the ultimate Final Fantasy podcast. And another show on the network, the Godzilla podcast, where past host Joe and guest host Drew talk about the Godzilla films. So that's where you can find us. Guys, please stay in touch, I guess. Tweet us anytime you guys have questions. 385-204-3921 is our phone line. Please use that. Record us an intro. Give us a question. Give us your comments. Until next time, guys.
Enjoy the nude.
Time to get good.
Live always in the nude.
Yeah!